People always try to tell me who I am. I gotta show them who I am. It's being Jammin.
I was told I was a killer, supposed to be a dope dealer. When it's time to gas up, they fill up. Time to gas up, they fill up. They fill up me with things that we shouldn't see. Come to things that we shouldn't be. To the girls that's feeling me, to the world you're a killer. I don't even know if it's my time yet. Woo! But I'm never coming second if it is. You know I'm my hood with the weapon, what it is. You can get your shit to slap it, Willie Smith know what it is. You know that? Boy, nigga Kodak. Young dread nigga with the kick drum to blow that. With some city girls, that's just so fat they throw back. And if you ever pull that, it's no there to blow that, you probably know. How I pour juice in the foe, but why can't you let it go? The juice sticking to my soul. Can't stop, won't stop, no. I've been told since 2004. I was told I was a killer, supposed to be a dope dealer. Like I was supposed to move drugs at the villa. Then it's like behind bars, that's what they figure. When they ask why I says because, nigga. I was told I was a killer, supposed to be a dope dealer. When it's time to gas up, they fill up. Time to gas up, they fill up. They fill up me with things that we shouldn't see. Coming things that we shouldn't be. To the girls that's feeling me, to the world you're killing me. Yes, me. Make Jammin with juice with no need. On our way to the T.O.P. with our cities on our back like we gon' see. Hey, hey, like a Givenchy boy, singing my Jack boy, lean on me. Hey, Hey, ducking all the COP with the devil on his side, hoping he OD. If you want the truth, I got time for it. You know how many folks hit my line for it? You know all the many nights I done cried, but daddy he done died. I mean, he really gave his life for it. Whoa, knowing that this life isn't fair. I only see the truth when I'm staring in the mirror. They said keep it G, so I'ma keep it playing. That's 24/8 if you wanna take me there, boy. Oh yeah, I was told I was a killer, supposed to be a dope dealer. When it's time to gas up, they fill up. Time to gas up, they fill up. They fill up me with things that we shoulda seen. Tell me things that we shoulda been. To the girls that's feeling me, to the world you're killing me. Fresh dinner, now it's time to wake up. Early in the morning, woo! I know somebody yawning, woo! But it's time to get the money, bro. Woo! You can't act funny about that money, yo. Early in the morning, woo! Can I hit it in the morning? Woo! But then you gotta feed them kids. Jim with juice. Y'all know what the business is. What? I said what? I said what? I said what? It's Jim with juice. Y'all know what the business is. Call in. Hit the chat. Okay. Is that right? Okay. Yeah. First dinner,
What's up? Juice Nation and all the juicy jammers out there. What is poppin'? And good morning, Milwaukee.
Okay.
You are now tapped into, sipping on, and waking up to Jammin with Juice. I'm your girl, Noni Juice, always keeping it juicy.
And
of course, I got my boy Ben Jammin with me.
It is amazing.
It is amazing.
So amazing.
And we are live right now from
amazing.
the Jammin with Juice
It's
Studios in the Milky Way building
So
and sponsored by Cindy Johnson, Allstate Insurance Agency here in Milwaukee. Happy sip to that
Friday.
It's a good Friday. It's Black Friday, day after Thanksgiving. I hope y'all had a really great Thanksgiving. But we're going to get into all the things. Right now, I want to shout out our certified juicy jammers who are already in the chat and ready to get this morning cracking. Okay? We got to shout y'all out right now.
Okay.
So without further ado, can you please give me my theme music, Benjamin, for the morning roll call? All right, so I feel like I sound a little low, but maybe it's my headphones. Good morning to SE in the chat this morning.
Good morning, SE.
Good morning, SE. We got Tyler Halley in the chat this morning.
Good morning, Tyler, my
we
brother.
Got
Good
Kawanda
morning.
in the chat this morning.
Kawanda, Grand Rising Queen. I'm going to be down there for the soon.
Who is ready in the chat this morning.
Good morning, my brethren.
Good morning to y'all.
Top of the morning, top of the morning, top of the morning, top of the morning to you.
I have a feeling that everybody still sleep from being so full yesterday from Thanksgiving.
Getting stuffed. Getting some good sleep right now.
Right, no, facts.
And folks deserve it too. People have been working hard all year round. You know?
You know what I'm saying? Like, get y'all rest. Just listen to us later on when you wake up. But good morning to everybody who is tapped in right now. Everybody
Top of the morning
listening
to
and
you.
things like that. I hope you had a really great Thanksgiving yesterday. I want to talk about it. I want to talk about so many things popped off since we were last here Wednesday that I feel like we have to address.
Things happen Wednesday night.
Right.
Shoot.
It's just like, geez Louise, what is happening here? But good morning to y'all and happy Black Friday. So Ben, I want to start with you while I put my hair in this ponytail.
Ooh, I was going to ask you first. You got me. You got to be first, Juice.
How was yours?
Honestly, it was delightful, man. Yeah, I can't even complain, bro. You know, for whatever odd reason, Thanksgiving seems to be one of those festivities, one of those holidays that everybody just seems so joyous and happy on. You know, you would almost think that Thanksgiving is Christmas, all right? But no, you know what? How I celebrated my Christmas was me, my baby, and my baby Hazel. You know what I'm saying? We sat back, chilled at the crib. I made me a nice loaded baked potato with some shrimp in there.
You love you a good baked potato.
I really do. Baked potatoes be fine. Did that. Made like some little rotel dip, and then we had our nice little bottle of Jack Daniels. Me and Babe was sipping all day.
Oh, okay. That sounds relaxing.
Yeah. Oh, and for anybody out there who is a Stranger Things fan, it dropped, all right, Wednesday night. So we watched the first 4 episodes. We got like 1 episode left to go. Or no, we watched the first 3 episodes. We got 1 more episode to go. So Stranger Things dropped, and I really couldn't be happier, man. I'm just more thankful about life. Some days you just need time to sit back and reflect on the things that, like, you know, you should be thankful for.
Right.
And why are you grateful for those things?
Right? No, I feel you. That sounds really lovely. It does.
Man. I also had a crazy dream.
You've been having crazy dreams lately.
Bro, you know, I do the dream interpretation thing. Like, I always be trying to break my dreams down, trying to figure out what life is trying to tell me.
No, I understand. You're very introspective on your life. Nothing wrong with that, for sure.
Yeah, how about yours,
But mine was really good. I woke up yesterday by the grace of God, and I hit the gym. Okay, so I went to East Bank. Shout out to East Bank Athletic and Social.
Thankful for East Bank. Yes,
I saw Jeff there, who was one of
Jeffrey.
the owners. Yeah, I be seeing him all the time.
Okay, no, I ain't seen my boy in a minute. It's a dude who runs a podcast who looks just like him.
Oh, really?
I swear to God. Eric could be with him too. I'd be like, damn, what's up?
But we was getting it in at the gym. Some of Corey's friends are actually in town. So Corey went out Wednesday with them to, I think it was like Poorman's or something like that. Yeah. And then they came to the gym with us that next morning. Well, they didn't come with us, but we met them there and we saw them there, and they were like getting it in as well. Shout out to Braille and Shell, who's in the building, or not in this building, but was with us and is in town. But I went to the gym, and then I went to Corey Granny house, where that was like a lot of the food was at. My auntie had some things going on there. My uncle surprised us. Shout out to my Uncle Tracy and his granddaughter Carmela. They had surprised my family and came up from, they're really from in New Jersey, but they had come to Chicago for the holiday because their family had some things going on. So then
God bless them.
They surprised us up here for a second and went back home. Shout out to them. Shout out to my auntie and everybody over there who was cooking and made the dressing and all the good things. But I was mostly at Corey Granny house before I went to my mom's house afterwards, and I was with baby Blaze, my little boo-boo. He had his little Packers fit on. So cute. He could be annoying though. I ain't gonna lie. But
for real?
Yes.
That's why you don't have him all the time.
Blaze could be so no, I don't have him all the time at this point because he's so old now that like a change of scenery causes him a lot of stress and anxiety. Yeah. And I'm not trying to put him through a lot of that. Last time Blaze was at my house, y'all, and I could tell he's getting old just because my mom just said recently that now he just be waking up in the middle of the night and just staring at the wall.
Oh, damn.
Like,
damn.
But not like for a long time.
Blaze got to act his age.
Not for a long time, but he might just stare at the wall for a little bit and then just go back down and go back to sleep or whatever. But I took him to my house, y'all.
It's time to put him down.
No, it is not. How can you say something like that? Do you see how insensitive people can be?
He's old, man.
That don't mean you kill him. He don't have no ailments.
You got to put Blaze down, bro.
Okay, you put Hazel down. How about you put Hazel down?
Hazel's still a puppy.
No, how about you put Hazel down after you got her hit by a car? How about that?
She's still striving.
But
hard body
Blaze is too. He's moving around. He's being annoying.
It's time for him
playing
to go.
And stuff. You're tripping,
acting like old people,
and that's
stuff.
Actually very insensitive to say. But I'm moving right along. I'm gonna move right along.
Well, all right, we'll keep him alive, man.
No, I'm not talking to you
about that. If he need to get into a wheelchair, he'll go in there too.
That's different. That is completely different. But anyway, while I was at Corey Granny house, I actually went live on TikTok for the first time, and we were kicking it on there, and it was really fun. And we was talking to some strangers, which. Man, that's a whole new world for me.
Yeah, because you never even hit the TikTok live. How'd you feel with that?
It was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun. It's like you got to really entertain people to keep them watching and keep them going. So what we was doing was, Corey's a big R&B guy, so we were having him rate different R&B songs of today, like modern R&B songs. So we would play the song and we would ask him to rate it. And
That's
obviously he was giving everything low numbers because he just hates everything R&B today.
What's his favorite R&B group? R&B song?
Well, he got a few. Like he like a lot of stuff from like Mary J, Michael Jackson, Faith Evans, Kelly Price is a big one for him.
I heard Kelly Price in the grip.
Yeah, he like all of them. Jodeci, all of that type of
Everybody
stuff.
today trash.
Yeah. Pretty much. But it was a good time. It was fun. That's when Ben actually texted me and I couldn't text him back because I was on live.
Excuses, okay? I'll never, you know what? I'm not going to lie, Carrie. This is one thing I will never,
here we go.
Carrie, Noni Juice, Juice World. There is one thing I will never forget about you, bro. And it really let me know who you are. All right, let me know exactly who you were, who I was
Good morning,
dealing with.
Sincere.
Shout out to Sincere. Good morning, Grand Rising. No, but bro, one time, back at our old place or whatever, this was when we first had kicked everything off, first kicked the station off. And one thing that I do, and I try to do as much as I possibly can. Actually, Tyler, you got one of these texts from me yesterday, but when it come around the holidays and things of that nature, people who are in my Rolodex, people who are my contacts or whatever, I try to reach out and tell everybody like Happy Thanksgiving or Happy 4th of July, happy birthday. I try to remember those types of things, right? So I will never forget that, I forgot to text you. And Carrie walked around the whole office like, she was like, wait, Ben text you? He said, I think Happy Easter or something. He was like, Ben text you Happy Easter? He didn't text me Happy Easter. And you took it so personal.
Because how you going to text everybody else around us and not me?
I just forgot that time, bro. You know how many people you got to text if you really trying to do what I'm trying to do?
You didn't care.
She took and I swear, she probably held on to this like the whole day, maybe even the next day until I came through and I apologized to her. Like she was so upset, arms folded and everything. I remember
you
that.
deserved it.
Whatever.
Because that was crazy. And you do be sending your messages out to everybody.
I do, man. I do. Relationships are important, and that's one of the best ways that I know how to foster relationships, especially if I don't talk to people on a day-to-day,
Yeah, I understand. But hope y'all Thanksgiving was good. Tell us what you ate that you appreciated yesterday.
Deviled eggs.
Right. Did you have some good old dressing? Or did you have the lunch lady stuffing that Ben Jammin likes to eat?
Somebody could have invited me over for stuffing, though. I ain't gonna lie.
And you probably would have went. But today's Black Friday, you guys. Are y'all going to be Black Friday shopping? I'm excited to see what people are going to purchase because, we are such big consumers, aren't we?
Yeah, consumerism is a religion here in America.
We're supposed to be on a boycott. I've told y'all about this boycott at least for a few weeks
Not
now.
everybody.
Since we started this show, I have said, like, hey, y'all, is a boycott going on these dates? I'm not participating in the boycott, though.
Okay, so hold on. Now I'm perplexed, Juice. Because on one end, you're like, boycott. Yeah, I know we boycott. We know we boycott.
No, I'm wondering if people are.
You're not even a part of the boycott. You're not even trying to boycott.
Not this one. No.
I just say that when it comes down to Black Friday shopping, like, just be safe, man. I see too many times where somebody gets shot at a Walmart over some pajamas. Over something just so simple. Like, especially down in my neck of the woods. Racine, I've seen some crazy things happen
like
on Black
that
Friday
would happen in Racine.
Bro, I remember being at Menards.
Y'all fighting and getting shot over some pajamas at Walmart.
Bro, I remember being...
That's on brand.
I remember being at Menards, and I'm walking through Menards, and if you guys know Menards, they don't just sell lumber. Sometimes they actually do sell clothes and even shoes. I remember two dudes were fighting over a pair of fake Uggs, okay? Because they wanted to get their girl the fake Uggs, all right? And I'm thinking to myself, like, damn, man, is it really that serious? Like, you really want these for $6.99? Like, you feel like you're finna lose out that much? And they were about to fight and everything, man. It's just one of these things that, I don't know why, but, tensions get high. Emotions get high over a product that you want on some glorified day that some people consider a holiday. Like, this is somebody's tradition right now. They came into town on Wednesday night. They got drunk Wednesday night. Thursday, they ate. They stuffed themselves up so much, so full. They slept through a lot of stuff, and then they up Friday to make certain that they out there at Shopko's and Kmart's and Walmart's and all them different stores, man, just to give their dollar to the person, to the government. You know what I'm saying? Or to the conglomerates that really don't give a damn about them anymore.
Trey said Black people still Black Friday shop. I thought everyone waits for Cyber Mondays now. Actually, some people, they still do. Like, I just saw a story this morning about Lakefront Brewery's Black Friday that they do every single year.
Lakefront Brewery?
Yeah, and it'd be a bunch of like white people waiting for this like special beer that they can get. And they sit outside and they wait like I don't want to say all night long. They don't wait all night long, but they get there really, really early for doors to open. I think at like 8 o'clock or something like that. And they wait for the beer. And I actually I know this because I had to cover it one day when I went to when I worked for Journal Sentinel.
Yeah.
And I had to make a video about this like really big thing that the Lakefront Brewery does every single year, where people sit outside and wait so they can go inside and get this cool beer.
Yeah, Juice, that is as Wisconsin as you can get. And I don't blame them. I don't blame them, actually, like, because you don't ever get discounts on liquor. You know what I'm saying? You never, ever get discounts on liquor. It's almost as if liquor don't ever go on sale unless you can find one of those, corner stores who sell it after 9 p.m. You know what I'm saying? Maybe them places got deals, but most places do not have deals for your liquor. So everybody pulling up the Lakefront Brewery to get a deal on some beer, you know what? I wish I was you.
I mean, go for it. If you're a great beer drinker, or if you're somebody who just loves to drink beer, that might be something that you would appreciate. But I think Trey definitely does have a point, because not even just Cyber Monday, but just overall, I think the lore of Black Friday has completely just gone downhill. Mostly because of the economy that we are in right now. Like, people do not have money to just be throwing at deals to get TVs and all these big expensive items, right? Like, we're living in really tough times right now. So I understand if people are not shopping for things and they want to kind of conserve their money, because we don't know what's going on in the world and in America on any given day. But also, I think it's because we get so many different deals throughout, like, the year. Like, Amazon has their own deals that they do. They have like Prime Days where you can get a discount on a bunch of different stuff and a bunch of different items. I love a good Prime Day sale sometimes, not gonna lie to you guys. They do it, I think, like 2 or 3 times a year. So since we have those, I don't think people necessarily wait for Black Friday shopping anymore, like at malls or at even Best Buy or all these other stores, because just the way that we shop now has completely changed, and most of us are doing our shopping online. And so I blame the stores not being a store anymore. So, I mean, if you've been to Brookfield Mall recently, bro, Brookfield Mall only is empty to me. Like, you walking down them halls, it's just a ghost town. You know? So what we finna wait outside for at 6 a.m. for? There ain't nothing to be in there.
It is interesting that you put it that way, Juice, because you're right. A lot of these places just feel like warehouses now. I remember a time when, shopping, especially around the Christmas season, felt like an event. It felt like an event. It felt like it was something I needed to go to, needed to participate in. But now everything is just a warehouse, from the Walmarts to the malls. They're all just warehouses now, housing product for you to come in and buy. Nobody's caring about the customer experience anymore. And, what's so interesting is, like you said before, when Amazon, they do their, Cyber Monday deal. I remember Amazon going to say that, it's all about the customer experience. Like, that's what they bunker down in, and that's why they are who they are today. It seems like Jeff Bezos took that idea, the customer service idea, and making certain that the customer was happy. They did it, and all these other retailers just forgot about that. Like, the customer experience. It's really invaluable to a business's staying power.
Yeah, but our shopping habits have completely just changed.
Yeah,
and so
that's
I think
real.
that is a really big reason why we don't really care about Black Friday shopping as much as we used to. I remember doing it like a couple times. One time was a really scary time for me when I did it, and then the other time I went to the mall, and it was really fun because everybody was up there in the mall. I don't remember what we were trying to get, but we were just there. As teenagers, you're just trying to kick it. Or I think I might have been in college, but you're just trying to kick it. But now I don't really see that anymore. But one thing that I will say is shout out to the businesses on TikTok who are having their workers make like content for them, in a sense. Now, I don't know if they're paying them to do this or if they're just doing it. No, like, they're workers. Like, the people who actually work there. So, for example, I was on my TikTok and I saw this woman working at Macy's. Like, she worked at Macy's. She was like, hey, y'all, I'm working at Macy's, and let me tell you about some of these Black Friday deals that y'all need to check out in the store.
Oh,
and so she took the phone and she was like, we got this perfume, we got this body wash, it's almost gone. Like, she was pretty much just showing all the different things that they had on sale that people wanted. And she's like, y'all better hurry up and get this before it's too late. And I feel like that is a perfect marketing idea. Now, I don't know if Macy's told her to do that or if she was just doing it on her own, trying to get some views for her own personal page. But it's very smart because I saw a lot of people in the comments saying, oh, snap, not me about to go to Macy's. But that's what people really need to do. These stores, you need to get on TikTok, all right?
Yeah, and I guess just really update how they used to do marketing. Because at the end of the day, you know, social media is where it's at if you really want to market a product. It comes off much more genuine versus somebody, you know, selling to you versus somebody just walking you through an experience.
Yeah.
Two different things.
No, 100%.
Yeah.
Juice, is that a new Jammin with Juice hoodie? No, this is my hoodie.
Woo!
I pulled it out today. It's called Got Juice. Can they see it?
Yeah, they can see it now.
It's Got Juice, and then it says, I'm juiced up in the back. Should I turn around? I'm going to turn around just for a second.
Do it, bro. Show them.
Hold on.
Show them what you're working with.
All right, can they see it?
Stand up. Stand up for the people, bro. Now, come over here a little bit. Yep. Come where the Jammin with Juice joint is, for real.
Right here?
Yep. And then, here, just get this down a little bit.
Can they see it?
They can see it now.
Okay, perfect. It says I'm juiced up.
Yep.
And it says Got Juice on it.
I always thought that joint was fire.
I wore this a couple times at the other place.
And don't forget the sleeve right here.
Oh, the sleeve.
Yeah, the
it got
embroidery.
noni juice on the sleeve.
Yep.
I don't know if they can see it because of it's a little exposed, but right here it says noni juice.
Yeah. No, that baby blue color is always fire.
Yeah, I decided to just put it on this morning because I haven't worn it in a really, really long time. And I was like, it's cold outside. It's cold in here. It must be some in the atmosphere. Shout out to, I think that's an Alpha chant, actually. But yeah, that is what this is. I got my Got Juice hoodie.
Okay.
Beautiful. Now, there's so many things that we need to tackle when it comes to something juicy. I'm honestly going through my Rolodex, and I'm like, what should I choose to even bring up today? Because
do we dare do it?
Do what? All of them? I'm not gonna do. I'm gonna try to. Which ones can wait and which ones cannot? You know what? I'm going to try to do my best to get to almost everything if, you know, we can. But if not, they'll definitely be saved for Monday if nothing else pops off, which more stuff will pop off. It's the weekend. Right, you know what I'm saying? Right. But the main conversation that we're going to have today is we obviously just had Thanksgiving yesterday. We were with our family. We were with our friends. We were with our loved ones. But there is currently something going on right now that we need to discuss when it comes to millennials not necessarily wanting to be bothered by their family members anymore. And it's not even just millennials. Some of it are the parents as well, saying that they don't want to be attached to their kids. Then you have some millennials saying, like, I don't want to go to family gatherings because I don't want to be around my family. It's just a lot happening. And I'm starting to think that millennials are the problem. And I'm starting to think that millennials are the reason for the distance and the lack of community just overall, you guys. And I want to have that conversation with y'all. But first, we got to do something juicy. But first, before that, we have to hear from our sponsors.
Nobody protects you from mayhem like Allstate. I'm thick cut bacon sizzling on your stove. And while you were over there smearing your bagel, this little piggy went on a splatter spree. And if you don't have the right home insurance coverage, you'll be crying wee, wee, wee over this fire in your home. So get Allstate.
Contact Milwaukee Allstate agent Cindy Johnson today at 414-445-2558.
Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Vehicle and Property Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
It's noni juice. You know we keeping it juicy. Spilling truth with a smile so sweet. Talking all the buzz from the blogs and the tweets. From the headline to the hometown streets. She bring the flavor, can't nobody compete. Something juicy with noni juicy. Talk of the town, yeah, she got the news. Keeping it fun, keeping it true. It's something juicy, keeping it juicy too.
Woo! It's something juicy, you guys. All right, so the very first thing I'm gonna bring up, I just am gonna bring it up because I want to just get it out the way. I want to get it out the way, you guys. But Donald Trump yesterday.
Oh my God.
Donald Trump yesterday, you guys. He went on to talk about the two National Guard members who were shot by an Afghan national near the White House a few days ago. I feel like that happened on Wednesday. Like I said, a bunch of things were just happening on Wednesday. But one of those National Guard members who was shot by an Afghan national near the White House has died, calling the shooter, who had worked with the CIA in his native country, a savage monster. That is how Donald Trump described this person who went on this like shooting spree, right, and ambushed his National Guard members. So as part of a Thanksgiving call with U.S. troops, Trump announced that he had just learned that Specialist Sarah Beckstrom, who was 20 years old, had died, while Staff Sergeant Andrew Wolf, who was 24, was fighting for his life. Trump said, "She's just passed away. She's no longer with us. She's looking down at us right now. Her parents are with her." The president called Beckstrom an incredible person, outstanding in every single way. And Trump used the announcement to say that the shooting was a terrorist attack, as he criticized the Biden administration for enabling Afghans who worked in the U.S. forces during the Afghanistan war to enter the U.S. The president has deployed National Guard members in part to assist in his administration's mass deportation efforts. Now, this is according to WISN.com. But the main thing that I'm bringing this up for is because of all of this going on, you know, Trump ain't never gonna take a situation and not spin it for his own benefit, right? So now, according to Earn Your Leisure, shout out to Earn Your Leisure, they posted and said that Trump announced on Truth Social that the U.S. will permanently pause migration from all third world countries, saying the immigration system must fully recover. He pledged to end all federal benefits and subsidies for non-citizens, denaturalize individuals he believes threaten domestic tranquility, and deport migrants labeled public charges, security risks, or incompatible with Western civilization. And he framed these actions as necessary to reverse what he calls illegal admissions and restore national stability. So honestly, what all of this says is he's about to ramp up the immigration what would you call it? I would say rallying up all of the immigration people again and getting them up out of here. Do you agree that this is what is going to happen, or no? Because honestly, with this entire like ambush shooting happening randomly in Washington D.C. and we're not really sure why or like what's going on, to me, because I don't trust what's going on in the government, I honestly feel like this could have been, I hate to say something that was staged, but I wouldn't be surprised. And I'm always going to say that because I'm not surprised by anything that this administration does, because they want to try to spin narratives to work out in their favor. And honestly, what they really want is for the what is it called, martial law to happen, and us be all outraged, and for the streets to be crazy, and to just give a reason for that to even happen. And I think this is just a piece of that pie. Like, it's slowly just getting revved up, and it's just a piece of it, you know what I'm saying? But that's just my personal opinion. It could be wrong, it could not be wrong. That's all I'm saying, because this was just so random. This man just randomly ambushed these two National Guard members in DC.
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't that sound a little suspicious? Doesn't that sound a little suspicious? And then it turns into Trump saying like, oh, this is because of the Biden administration. Once again, deflecting. And now he is pausing, you know, like different migrations. I don't know. It all just seems like it works together, in my opinion. I never put my finger on it, you know?
I love to go down a good rabbit hole, Juice. I really do love to go down a good rabbit hole. And you might be right. You know, I've seen time and time again, especially when it comes down to this administration.
Shout out Danny B.
To where I'll have to look around like, nah, bro, something's fishy about this, you know, because they have to get, so something is fishy, something is suspicious, because they have to get our compliance first before we allow them to do anything else, you know, so they have to give us a reason why these things have to happen. So, and it is unfortunate because there are a lot of different Haitian immigrants that live here in the great country of the United States of America who do pay taxes, who are homeowners, who do have assets here, who, you know, in the next few months are going to have to leave those things here. They have to leave them here. So homes, restaurants, whatever they may have to leave here and uproot and go back to Haiti. You know, I find this to be very unfortunate, man. But, you know, you guys voted for this. I didn't vote for this, man. I did not vote for this whatsoever. You guys did. So, you know, I hope you guys are happy in the decisions that you're making, you know. And I also thought about this, too. What you thought
about, man?
Because, man, you know, the higher
Not
that
alongside.
and right no, the higher that we do get in positions of power, we need to act like we know something. This may be a bit of a Hail Mary, if you will, but one Haitian that I know for a fact Donald Trump met and disliked was Kodak Black. All right, what if Kodak Black, when he met Donald Trump, would have just acted like a good person and not been off the Zans, not off the perks? Donald Trump met Kodak Black. He pardoned Kodak Black, and after pardoning Kodak Black because of Ray J told him to do so, he met up with him. And Donald Trump was like, Kodak Black was one of the most disrespectful people I've met in my life. Period. I've met so many different rappers, all these things. So I said this all to say, what if all of this hatred that Donald Trump has for Haitians stems on the back of Kodak Black? All right?
What?
You know what I'm saying?
Ben,
it may be a bit of a stretch, but you got to remember, in the rooms that you walk in, especially if nobody's ever been introduced to you, you are representing a lot of different people out there. And I'm not saying that Donald Trump should have judged all Haitians by looking at Kodak Black, but I'm certain it added up to something. Okay, I'm certain he looked at him like, this is really how they all act? Oh, hell no. Y'all out here biting off chicken heads and stuff. You still believe in the black magic, huh? All right. Send your ass back to Haiti then.
Come on.
It's crazy.
All right. Well, I guess that's a developing story, so we will get to the developing story later. All right, moving right along, you guys. What's so funny?
You said that is a developing story, so I guess we'll get to the developing story later.
That's funny.
We'll see what happens though, man. For real, I'm really gonna miss all my Haitians, man, that have to get up out of here and uprooted.
It's gonna be everybody. It's not just the Haitians, bro.
And then,
It's not just the Haitians that's gonna get up out of here. We all need to go get up out of here, honestly.
Well, it also alludes to the idea that the Haitians that don't decide to self-deport will, more melanated people start becoming targets of ICE. Because Haitians look like us. Some of us got some Haitian.
But that's
in our
already
blood.
been happening. That's why I'm like it.
So
whatever.
I'm just saying.
All right, I'm moving right along, you guys. We gotta go to some local stories here because this had came out.
What are we talking about?
What you think?
Chicken P?
We do. We got to
Oh my God. Oh my God.
So, according to the Milwaukee Journal Sentinel, Milwaukee rapper Chicken P faces multiple rape charges in Ohio. So, Milwaukee rapper Chicken P, who is serving time at Dodge Correctional Institution, was extradited to Ohio, where he faces new allegations of sexual assault.
Damn.
The popular performer was convicted in March on gun and drug-related charges in Milwaukee County, but he failed a drug test prior to sentencing and was arrested and remanded. I think that's how you say it, right? Remanded back to jail just days before his subsequently canceled Summerfest 2025 show. At the sentencing, he was given 4 years in prison and 3 years of extended supervision and was credited with 321 days of time served, court records show. But last month, you guys, the 30-year-old was extradited to Ohio, where he was charged in April.
He's only 30?
Yeah.
That's good.
I thought he was a little older, to be honest with you, where he was charged in April with 4 counts of rape, 2 counts of attempted rape, 2 counts of gross sexual imposition, abduction, and public indecency. All right. The woman is being identified as Jane Doe, and she's accusing Chicken P of rape by force between March 11th and 12th at a residence in Cleveland. The narrative of the charges are sealed, but Chicken P is accused of engaging in sexual intercourse with Jane Doe without her consent and using physical force, you guys. Now, since this has blown up, like this story has completely just blown up.
TMZ.
It was on TMZ. It was on, like Say Cheese, which a lot of people follow from the streets and things like that. But Chicken P has come out and he did a statement. He did a statement where he pretty much was saying, you guys, that he wanted to address the new allegations that are put on him. And he wanted to say that he is going to remain. He wants to keep his innocence, pretty much. Like, he doesn't want y'all to think that he did this and just take this narrative and run with it, because people do that all the time, right? And so he's like, listen, just give me that grace to be able to fight this and prove that I don't be on no creepy stuff. Like, if you know me, you know me. This is not true. And I am 100% going to, remain innocent when it comes to all of this. Just give me some time, y'all. Just give me some time. All right. And then he actually had a phone call from, what is this podcast called?
What's happening?
It's called What's Happening, but it's on the Instagram page of real_street_comedy. And pretty much with this phone call, he was saying the same thing. Like, listen, y'all, don't be believing the hype. All of this stuff is kind of crazy. But one thing I am glad that he pointed out was some people in Milwaukee were kind of upset about the media kind of covering this. Yeah. Specifically, I saw 2 Real 414. Shout out to Real 414. He had called out like Say Cheese and even Chicken was like, I'm surprised TMZ picked this up. Like, this is crazy. But he was like, listen, that's their job. They have to say what is necessarily going on. They have to put the charges out there, and that's just what they do as the media. So I'm not really mad at them. I'm mad at the people who I know specifically out here on social media trying to bash my name and say that I actually did this when they don't know nothing. And he's pretty much like, listen, I know who's for me and who ain't for me, and I'm seeing it all, and just be patient. I'm gonna be out like next year, and I'm gonna handle this. You know what I'm saying? And get back to the music, get back in the studio, and do what needs to be done. All right? And prove all y'all wrong, pretty much is what he's saying.
Basically, yeah. You know, so many people are waiting for Chicken P to really blow, and it's almost as if he's right there. He's at the cusp of it. So on one end, all the media giving him this public attention helps his career out, but on the second end, it's one of them things where, like, you know, if he is guilty of these things, this could hurt him forever. But you know, I had a few thoughts about this, Juice. I'm not going to lie, because you know, first off, we interviewed Chicken P. Chicken P, meeting him, you know, seemed like a cool dude to me. But I don't know if he was, you know, capable of doing these things or not. But you know, Chicken P being a known rapper from Milwaukee, you know, allegedly going down for some heinous acts, you know. But in my honest opinion, you know, it's innocent until proven guilty. You know, it's innocent until proven guilty, man. A lot of people were going nuts over this conversation, and it truly made me wonder, you know, in your darkest times, who really is there for you? You know, when Chicken P was out, everybody loved Chicken P. Everybody loved Chicken P. I interviewed kids. They're like, oh man, I love Chicken P. I talked to older people. I love Chicken P. I even talked to some people who claimed to be OGs of Milwaukee or whatever, and they went on to go say Chicken P older than what he say he is. Chicken P actually 42. And I was like, I don't know if that's true or not, but whatever. You know what I'm saying? But it really made me think, man, what happens when you down and out for real, when you down and bad, when you down bad? Because when you are down bad, you know, y'all talk about that, you know, and keep on running with it. And as they say, you know, as the saying goes, you know, they will whisper your accomplishments, but they will celebrate your failures. You know, either way it goes, where do you go from here? You know, we still have to figure out if it's true or not, but I'm gonna personally just go ahead and let the court handle it, man. You know, I'm certain if Chicken is blessed like most say he is, he will dodge this bullet, you know, and this will help out his rap career. I just find the scenario he is supposedly locked in for tiresome. You know, it always seems like if you get a rapper or if you become a rapper, you gotta have him locked up. You have to have him locked up successfully in the eyes of the people that's not for him. You know, you gotta have him locked up in front of his audience. You have to have him locked up in front of his peers and throw a rape charge on him and say that he did these things, you know, or try to get him in a RICO case, you know, and maybe that'll do it, and that'll maybe go ahead and erase his powers that be. You know what I'm saying? Those types of things happen. We've seen it happen with P. Diddy. We see how they'll attach some things to your name or put an asterisk towards your name, so when they're ready to call upon you to do something for them, they got you know, just like a Nicki Minaj. So I'm waiting to see what happens with this whole Chicken P situation. I hope he didn't do these things. I hope the allegations aren't true. But if they are, you know, man, for the victims out there, man, my heart goes out to you. But for me, it's innocent until proven guilty.
Did you write that down, bro?
Oh, some of it. I wanted to jot a few of my thoughts down.
That's so funny. But no, that's what's up though. And I, at this point, as I'm, you know, learning a lot more when it comes to accusing people of things and different allegations coming up, within the last few years of me doing this, I have realized that people be lying. Yeah. People definitely be lying. They be trying to either get attention or they be trying to get money. And I don't want to say that that's necessarily the case. But what I will say is I don't know that situation just yet. And if he's telling us to allow for him to clear his name and he's going to be maintaining his innocence, then I'm 100% for, you know, for that, and I'm gonna respect that for him, you know, because I don't want that to be true at all for him or for his career or anything like that, because he is one of them ones out of the city that can help put us on the map continuously. No, for real. You know, like he is that name, he is that guy, and who can do that for us. And I'm just like, you know, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait and see what's really going on.
He's the people champ for real, man. And shout out to Danny all the way down in Arkansas. Good morning. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, for sure, Juice. I'm down for it, man. I really want to see Chicken Peace succeed. I want to see a lot of artists and just people here in Milwaukee just win, man. I feel like we're all on this cutting edge, like it's right on the cusp of breakthrough, right before we get there. But we all got to get there together. We can't go alone. Like everybody got to move in unison, man. So, you know, when we see stuff like this, you know, I just try to stay away from the negativity, man, and not try to buy into the hype. You know, I met the gentleman, and, you know, I'm going to leave it at that.
Right. Okay. All right. So moving right along, because there was a lot of drama that happened on Wednesday night. Like Wednesday night, they call it what? Blackout Wednesday before
Blackout Wednesday.
Thanksgiving.
Folks get blackout drunk. That's what it be.
People do get blackout drunk. They have a lot of different issues that be happening on these Blackout Wednesdays into early Thursday morning. And one couple who was in the news recently for some crazy things going on was Ray J and his wife, Princess Love.
Oh, wow.
So over the Thanksgiving little holiday that we had here, Ray J was arrested after allegedly pulling a gun out on Princess Love while live streaming. This is according to TMZ. And so the entire incident was caught on video, and Ray J he allegedly pulled out a gun on Princess Love, but then he also threatened to kill a man during this live stream.
Straight up.
Crazy. So they're saying the chaos erupted early Thursday morning when Ray J went live from inside of his house and immediately was ranting that he was having the worst Thanksgiving in the effing world, claiming that someone was trying to take his kids and that he was also being threatened. Things were spiraled after that, and Ray J appeared to snatch a gun off of the table and load the pistol, saying, "If these N-words step foot close to this door, I'm gonna blow this effing S away, bro." It's really hard to censor yourself live. He stormed off camera, and moments later he was seen yelling at someone off screen, ordering them to get out of the house and accusing them of trespassing. Princess Love then walks in saying that she's about to just take the kids, all right, because the kids were in the house. They just trying to have a nice little Thanksgiving or night before Thanksgiving, and chaos is going on in the middle of the night. And so Princess Love is like, listen, this guy Ray J, it seems very unhinged right now, so I'm about to grab my kids and I'm about to jet up on out of here, because they were at Ray J's house, I believe. But that's when Princess was seen on camera holding their daughter Melody and accusing Ray of pointing a gun at her, repeatedly telling him, "You pointed a gun at us." And as Ray fires back, he's like, "You and your cousin are drunk, yo. Like, y'all are drunk." And then Princess calls him a woman abuser. And then seconds later, a woman and a man enter and then confronts Ray J, which then triggers an explosion from Ray J even more. And he's like, "Dude, I will shoot the F out of you. I have a gun right now, bro. Like, don't be playing with me like this." But then the camera gets set down, the audio keeps rolling, and you just hear Ray J constantly threatening the people who are in his house, saying, "Get out of my house before I shoot you." And the kids are crying. It is just chaos. And I'm like, what is going on? It's family time.
Yeah.
This is supposed to be for families.
Right.
But it just seems like things were just not going right for them. And that is when a police complaint was called for like a domestic violence dispute, and Ray J gets arrested. He has now been out on bail. I believe he had like a $50,000 bail, and he was out earlier this morning or yesterday morning. Then Princess Love, she comes out, right? And she's like, "Listen, I have to explain myself now at this point, because y'all done seen all this chaos happen. I was just trying to co-parent, have a great time with my kids and my family at Ray J's house, and now all of this crap is going on." And I'm like, listen, I'm not about to have the kids involved in this, so I'm about to get the kids and leave. Ray J's issue was, you and your entire family, Princess, are drunk right now, so I'm not about to have you leaving drunk with my kids in the car. Y'all can go ahead and do that if you want to, but don't bring my kids into it. But honestly, this entire situation, I'm praying for everybody's mental health with this, because it seems like Ray J has honestly just been crashing out recently in the past, like, I want to say couple years, but leading up to this, within the past couple months, it just does seem like Ray J has kind of been crashing out, and I hope that he is okay.
Yeah.
You know, I hope that he is getting the help that he needs, because to be having guns out and you on live stream and people are seeing you do this, and now I think he's banned from like Twitch and things like that because of all of this chaos that's happening around the situation, when she's just trying to co-parent, but yet they both were drunk. Like, Ray J, you were drunk too. It's like, it just gets messy, and now the kids are going to be traumatized. So maybe they need to put up some type of like, I don't want to say take it to the courts, but you might have to take it to the courts if you haven't already to like figure out how you can do this situation in a healthy manner. Because if this is going to be going on, I don't think that that's good.
Personally, Juice, this ain't surprising. You know, this is not surprising that it led to this. Like, first off, if people have been even paying attention to Ray J and his relationship with Princess, it's always been toxic. It's always been a toxic relationship. It's always been some kind of physical activities happening, or physical abuse, domestic violence happening. I'll never forget when he pushed her into the pool.
Right.
You know, and I was like, damn, I could never push my...
And that was on his show.
Yeah, it was on his show. And that brings up another valid point too, Juice, because like I really feel that Ray J does a lot of things for a show. I feel like he does a lot of it for the gram, a lot of it for a live stream. Like one thing that Princess has said in that video towards the end of the video, which I think she was spot on with, is Ray J, grow the F up. All right, grow the F up. You out here talking about you about to shoot me. I'm your baby mama. You about to shoot me. You know,
or shoot the man that was in the house,
or shoot the man, whomever it may be. You talking about letting this gun off right now, but you on live stream. What type of grown ass man who ain't even from? He not in his 20s. Okay, this man is grown. He's in his 40s. He was here before technology, and he's here right now with technology in his hand on a live stream, implicating things that he may do that would be looked at as domestic abuse. You know, it's like one of these things where it makes me feel like Ray J is not good at protecting his family. It makes me feel like he's making poor decisions as a family man, as he proclaims to be. You know, and I feel like that's what's wrong with people these days anyway. They want to do everything for the gram. They want to do everything for some likes, you know, all at the peril and all at the expense of their own family, you know, just to get laughter from their audience, just to get a little bit more clicks, just to even get more money at the end of the day. Because I remember Ray J going on to go say, look, you guys think that I do these things randomly. You know, I may talk about, you know, that I had sex with Sexy Red, and I may throw that out there, but ultimately it's so that I can get more, dollars for products. People basically end up spending more money with me when I go on these rants. So him doing what he did yesterday on Thanksgiving Day, you know, or well, it was the day before Thanksgiving, right? It was around the Thanksgiving time.
Like Thanksgiving morning, early Thanksgiving morning.
Ray J constructed this idea so we could talk about it today. And on one end, one of these YNs out here may say, oh man, that's super successful. But for me, you know, being the man that I am, I would say that is a sucker move to go out there and put your family out there like that in danger. You know what I'm saying? And then to have people just sit back and talk about it, you know, it's preposterous to me.
But that's why I don't think that he is doing this for clicks and for views, bro. Like, I think something mentally is really going wrong with Ray J, and he's crashing out in front of us when really I think it is a cry out for help.
It could be a cry out for help, but I will say this. I remember when Ray J came up here earlier this year. He came up here to Milwaukee earlier this year for after party for the for the Millennial Tour, right? The Millennium Tour, whatever, right? First thing that Ray J did, because it was Ray J, it was Pleasure P, it was Bobby Valentino and Sammy. All right, and they were all coming to the old what is that place called? The old Onyx. They were coming out there on the north side. Anyway, soon as these dudes finally get in, first person on the microphone was Ray J. You know what Ray J was saying? I can't perform with these dudes no more. I can't do it no more with these dudes. To cause drama, to cause an uproar, to cause a stir. This is what Ray J has been grown accustomed to do with inside of his career. Even when we talk about the Kim Kardashian sex tape, that whole thing, that whole scandal, that was planned out. It was planned. You know, he knew what he was getting into. They'd already signed a contract to make the movie. So Ray J knows one thing. He knows that drama sells, and he's going to continue to do it throughout the tenure of his career until he probably get old. And even when he get old, he probably still going to go have the Depends on and show y'all his diapers. You know what I'm saying?
But I mean, I would agree that he does do stuff for entertainment because he is an entertainer. So that is part of his job. That's part of his role. It's part of his career.
You can make it what you want. You can make it what you want.
What are you talking about?
You don't have to be out here holding the gun on live stream to get some views.
But that's why I'm saying what he did there was not part of his bit. Like, that was not him being entertaining. That was him having a mental cry out for help as a drunk man who was on live and is trying to understand what he mentally is going through. Like, you got to be able to separate the two and be able to see the differences between someone trying to stir up. Because who does that? Like, that's not even entertaining. To grab up some,
you don't think
grab a gun in front of your children. Like, that's not cool to me.
It is a storyline that people will get attached to, especially on Thanksgiving
I'm not gonna say that that's something like to get arrested and all that. Like no, like nobody does that. Just
people do that.
I don't think Ray J did that for that. No, absolutely not. Something is going wrong and people need to step in. I don't know if Brandy needs to step in or if their mom, what's her name, Sonia, if she needs to step in and help him out and really take him to rehab, take him to some therapy or something like that. But I don't want to see Ray J going out bad like this.
I personally don't want to see that either.
Now him and what he does at his concerts or what he's doing in certain interviews and him being on Kaizen stream and stuff, that is for entertainment. But what happened? What happened Thursday morning with his family around and his children around? I don't think that had anything to do with trying to be entertaining, and I think that had everything to do with him having some type of feelings inside of him that he don't know how to control.
He hasn't suppressed, or he has these feelings suppressed. He has these emotions suppressed, and he finds different ways to get them out. Is what you're saying? He's going through some kind of mental crisis.
Yeah, I think he's crying out for help.
I don't think so. I think it's all entertainment for Ray J. I'll never forget, even on the Love and Hip Hop episode with him and Safari and a few other dudes, he was the person who suggested that, hey, we should all go get our sperm count checked.
Why
as an episode.
Do you think why you don't think he separates the two? I guess that's what I'm trying to understand.
Because this is what. So one thing that they say about people, right? When it comes down to
because you play a lot, right?
Oh, look, well, we're not going to do that right now. I'm talking about Ray J.
We talk about people, aren't we?
We are talking about
people who are entertaining. Some people know how to separate the two. So why you don't think he knows how to separate the two?
I believe that at this point, Ray J is who Ray J is and who he believes himself to be. Some people move with ego. Ray J is a person who moves with ego. All right, and when you move with ego, you can't really ever separate the two because you believe your ego is you. Your ego is who you believe you are versus who you truly are. And I believe that Ray J just believes the hype of who he is, so he continues to live in that lifestyle or act as if he lives in that lifestyle still. So when it came down to him suggesting that show idea to the producers, they went on ahead and go do it. Why? Because he felt like it would be an entertaining conversation. Even when you talked about the Casanat idea, he tried to one up Marlon because everybody went on to go say that Marlon hopping on Casanat was one of the greatest. Ray J hop on after and he tried to take shots with Casanat.
I just think yes, because that was him.
It's a grown ass man.
But that was him trying to be entertaining, just like you be over here making up with the big butt. Entertaining, because that's your job in that moment.
But is he being entertaining or is it a cry for help?
Because that's
what you're saying.
No, that might not be a cry for help. But what just happened on Wednesday night?
So a grown man hopping in the shower with a young man, ass naked, that's not a cry for help.
Thursday morning, it's a terrible joke. It's a terrible entertainment. But what I'm saying with him with this gun situation, I don't think that that's something for entertainment. And it's crazy that you're even saying this like you know him for real. You don't know that man. You don't know him doing stuff for entertainment.
But you over here being his therapist. You over here trying to give him a fake diagnosis.
But what I'm saying is, you of all people should know that some people do things for entertainment and then other times they do not. So
when you have a track record of doing these types of things, different story.
Okay,
it's like Kanye West. Kanye, I know when he crashes out, we got some kind of product about to be sold. That's what's about to happen when Kanye crashing out. Right or wrong? Put it in the chat. Let us know how y'all feel.
I think you acting like you know him and you don't. Like, let's just send prayers for this man.
I never said I did know him. I met him.
The family is getting involved now. The kids are being traumatized constantly. Like, Princess Love went on to say, like, the kids came over one day and saw you naked in bed with a woman. Like, that is unacceptable. That's crazy. And that's not for entertainment. That is him not being right in the head. And I can separate the two. I can see the differences. And I'm going to send prayers to him and his family. And I hope he gets it right. Because Ray J is definitely a person who he's funny, he's entertaining, but I think that some things that he does for entertainment isn't necessarily the most tasteful things that he can do, but he hasn't matured and he's gone through so much. The industry puts him through so much, or has put him through so much.
I think he put himself through a lot.
And I can feel for that. So when kids get involved, I don't think that should be anything entertainment worthy. You know what I mean? Like, that's crazy to me. But I'm trying to debate shit out, do another one and just move on. I think I might just move on and save this other one for Monday, because it's already 7:52. All right, you guys. So that was something juicy. I hope you guys enjoyed that one. Talking about Chicken P, talking about the National Guard people, talking about Ray J and prayers to him and Princess Love, because that is just crazy to me. But right now, I kind of want to piggyback off of Thanksgiving that just happened yesterday, and we got Black Friday popping off today. But I'm starting to feel like millennials are the problem, y'all. When it comes to these holidays and when it comes to just in general, I think we are the problem, and we need to address the fact that we are the problem. The reason why I'm saying that is, I don't know if you saw this, Ben, but there was a conversation that was happening all throughout Thanksgiving week. I would say I probably saw like Wednesday or Thursday, but people were telling people, don't text me on Thanksgiving.
Wait, what?
Yeah, they're saying, don't text me on Thanksgiving. Don't text me on the holidays. Like, I don't need all of that. And so there was one specific post that said, all right, y'all, and thank you to you and or thank you and to you and yours as well, or something like that. Because, you know, that's what people be saying on Thanksgiving. If you say Happy Thanksgiving, what do you usually respond with?
Happy Thanksgiving.
Right, like you pretty much say
logo?
Happy Thanksgiving, but you sometimes people say yes and thank you to you and yours as well, right? And so that has become a thing where everybody was sharing this post, and they were like, right, I don't want y'all to text me on Thanksgiving. Like, it's too many text messages. I don't want to have to deal with that. I don't want to right? And I'm looking at this, and I tried to figure out, like, okay, how do I feel about it? Do I care about people sending me Thanksgiving text messages? Because I sure in the heck don't be sending them out like that.
Yeah, you sure
like,
ain't text me back yesterday.
I didn't even respond to him.
Nope.
And the reason why I didn't respond to him was because I was on TikTok Live at the time. But
it was, I guess, way more important than your boy Ben Jammin.
Yeah, because you sent it at like 7, 8 o'clock at night. Like,
whatever.
I'm like, dude, the day over with. We done ate already. I'm full. I'm on my third plate by now.
I'm not even finna get in my feels, bro.
But
just gonna let it be.
Anyway,
6,
I had to think about it, and I'm like, dang, do I want Thanksgiving text messages? And you know what? I don't know if I do or not. I don't know if I do. I don't know if I care enough to do, because I don't be sending them out. I truly don't. But somebody on Threads yesterday said, and she was a millennial, I'm assuming, but she was on Threads, and she said, I got 3 Thanksgiving texts. My mama, she got 62 Thanksgiving texts. And then she goes on to say, I'm so happy to be a part of the burnt out millennial age group. I ain't texting nobody, and ain't nobody texting me. Happy Thanksgiving. And that post kind of made me sad a little bit, because why are we parading around and being so exciting and celebrating the fact that we are not having human connection anymore? The fact that we are excited that we're not getting Thanksgiving texts. It seems like we are losing the recipes, you guys. We are losing the recipes, and we are the reason why community is not community anymore. You don't want to hear from your loved ones. You don't know when the last time you're going to hear from your loved ones again, bro. Like, so it's like for people to be like, oh, I don't need no Thanksgiving text messages. Don't even send me no Merry Christmas text messages. Millennials are the problem, y'all. We are the problem, and we are the reason why there is a lack of community. There is a lack of just being connected to someone, and what that even means to have true, real, genuine relationships. It almost comes off as though when you're a millennial, everything is just transactional. Like, you only want to be messing with people based off of, you know,
what
if you need something from them or not. Like, that's the only time you want to hit somebody up. You don't want to go out of your way to talk to them on the holidays. You don't want to go out of your way to catch up with them to see how they're doing. And that's so messed up to me. That is so messed up to me. And also, I do just want to say, I didn't say I hate them. I just said I don't send them. But anyway, I did have to think though, like, dang, how do I feel about them? But after seeing this lady say all of this, I'm like, man, we got issues going on within our generation. But I say all that to say, one of the reasons why I think we have kind of separated from the idea of community is because of social media. I feel like because we see our peers on social media like all day, every day, and we already see their updates, and we feel as though we are already connected with them, and we know what's going on with them on a day-to-day, we don't see the need to also send them Thanksgiving text messages, because we can post on our story like, hey y'all, happy Thanksgiving, and whoever see it, that is the text message. Like, that is me saying happy Thanksgiving to you because I put it on my story. But when it comes to our older generations, they are not necessarily always, I don't really know if our older generation really posts like that. So maybe it could be because they don't really see what their friends and family who are in their peer group is doing. So they want to reach out and tell them happy Thanksgiving, to check on the family.
Give a phone call.
And all the other things. Right. And so I just thought that was very interesting. And I wanted to know what you thought about that, because you're a really big like texter of Thanksgiving, of Christmas, of holidays, of birthdays. Like you do that.
Yeah.
Every single time.
And
you're a millennial.
And I am a millennial, certified millennial. You know, your boy Ben Jammin.
Certified trapper.
Yes, 1992 is the year. No, for real though, you know, I do find this to be very sad. However, you know, given the current climate that we are in, I find it practical. You know, like this isn't something that should, you know, surprise you, given the fact that, you know, everybody today in today's time practices individualism. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's just worried about themselves, you know, and then we have other things out there that tell us these types of things and reinforce the idea of individualism, whether it's like telling yourself to, you know, be your own boss, you know, move as you will, you know, I'm going to be me, you know, and just worry about yourself, and giving us the tools to just separate from everybody. Like you said before, Juice, you're spot on with that. The technological advancement has separated us from our families. Like, you know, forget about the fact that, like, you know, I may have a family member who lives in Georgia who's my mom. You know, think about the family that everybody literally lives in the same house, but they all eat in separate rooms. You know what I'm saying? Like, even eating at the dinner table is one of them things where people aren't even doing anymore. So, you know, it's not surprising to me that as people in this generation has grown up to be adults and has grown accustomed to being by themselves that much more, you know, they don't talk to their families as much when it comes down to holidays. Now, I believe that is very sad, because I think holidays is a time for a family to get together. But as we move forward and closer into the future, or whatever, more into the future, we're going to see more of this happen. And this is what, you know, people would say has been socially engineered for us to be doing ever since the 60s, you know. So one day you'll just be able to have your own home, and each and every person in your family will have their own room, and, you know, they will send out, you know, different messages to other people who they deem, you know, worthy of getting the message from them on a holiday and or any other significant day. So it's unfortunate, man, but the breakdown of the family is real. And that's why we need to focus more on family values and family traditions and bring that stuff back. Because if we don't have a community, you only leave Big Brother to control you.
Right. Shout out Venus Jones, who said, I sent out about 15 text messages yesterday, and Sincere said that's the only time I hear from people the most. It is probably the holidays, because it gives you a reason as to why you have to reach out to somebody. But not only are millennials ruining connections with people when it comes to holidays and things like that,
I think it's still just the millennials, though, bro.
I mean, we're part of it.
Okay.
I feel like started.
I'll agree.
I feel like millennials was the first generation to be like, yeah, I'm not doing that. Like, I'd
agree.
I'm not doing that. Like,
I ain't going to that job.
I have free will, and with my free will, I'm not gonna send you text messages. Like, just see me on Instagram, see me on Twitter, see me on all of these other social media platforms, on Facebook, and call it a day.
That's
like,
real. Y'all
gonna see my plate, y'all gonna see all this other stuff. I don't have to reach out to you, right? And whatever, that is what they want to do. But not only that, you guys, more millennials, and not even just millennials, but more families in general, are starting to have no contact with their family members.
No contact?
Yes, they're starting to have no contact with their family members.
Like being on probation or something.
Almost.
No trespassing, no contact.
Almost, yeah. So, and shout out to Oprah, because I first saw this idea on Oprah's podcast. I didn't even know Oprah had a podcast, which was crazy. I absolutely love this clip because it reminds me of the Oprah Winfrey Show back in the day, and I'm so glad that she's back doing what she was doing. But she, in one of her podcast episodes, was exploring the idea of the rising trend, I should say, of people going no contact with their family, and not just millennials, but mothers, parents going no contact with their kids. And it's just really crazy. So we have a really short clip that we want to show you from the Instagram post of some of the audience members talking about this and them going no contact.
Contact with my entire family for a year and a half now.
No contact?
No contact.
Not a phone call, not a text, not a nothing?
Nothing.
For a year and a half now. Okay. Chris, how about you?
It's been 4 years since I've had contact with my parents and my siblings.
4 years. Not a word.
Not a word.
Okay. And Kendall?
I've been no contact with my 30-year-old son for 2 years.
By your choice?
By choice.
Okay.
That's crazy. That is crazy, you guys. Now, this woman here, the woman who said that she has been having no contact with her son for how many years did she say? It was a lot of years, y'all.
It was multiple years.
They did a little bit of a deeper dive with her story, and she got to talk a little bit more. But she was pretty much saying that her son, he stalks her and her husband. Like, he is very abusive. He is giving a bunch of threats out to her, and she has tried as much as she can to want to be in contact with him or whatever, but now at this point she's like, I don't feel safe being in contact with my son. Like, he's asking me for money, and he's like, if you don't give me this money, I'm gonna X, Y, and Z. It's really crazy, right? But she goes on to say that it's crazy that when kids speak out and say that they don't want to be a part of the family, or they're going no contact with their parents, they get put on like they get what's the word I'm looking
like
for?
Ridiculed?
No, like celebrated almost. Like it's open arms whenever kids are like, yeah, I made the choice.
I hate
and
my
I made the decision.
I hate my dad.
To not want to be around my family anymore. And people are like, oh yeah, I feel that. Like, I feel the same way. I don't want to be around my parents. I don't want to be around my family. But then when the shoe is on the other foot, and it's the mom or the dad or the parent saying like, yeah, I'm choosing to go no contact with my child because my child is harassing me, my child is threatening me, my child, I dang near need a like protective services from my child. It gets crazy out here. And she said, I'm looked at as a bad mother when I want to do that, because it's like, well, dang, how did you raise him to even be that way? And so all of this makes me really sad, because it seems like we are moving so far away from just the idea of family. And what is that going to look like in the future, y'all? Like 10, 15, 20 years down the line, people are choosing to not be around their families. Who you gonna be around?
They gonna be in the worlds that they want to be in. They gonna have the VR headset, and they gonna make up their own world. That's crazy. Yeah, it really is crazy. But that's the power of technology. It's actually ripping us away and stripping us away from our families. That's what this whole marketing idea was for. It's to market to your inner desires, to move you away from the clique, or move you away from your family, move you away from the tribe. So you don't have the hive brain, if you will, thinking anymore. You just have your own singular brain thinking for yourself. And I'm not saying it's bad to think for yourself, but it's bad when you start to disassociate yourself from the group, because ultimately when you start to do that, you weaken yourself.
Do you think that it's fine? Do you think that it's okay for people to think like, okay, I don't need to be around my family, like I'm cool on them, like I'm making the choice to not even be around them anymore because of whatever reasons? Because I just remember back in the day, like if you used to have a problem with your family members or whatever, grandma would be up in there and she would fix all of that. She'd be like, we ain't doing that. Y'all are related, y'all are brothers, y'all are cousins, y'all are whatever, and we're going to fix this right now because blood is thicker than water. You need to always have your family's back.
What'd your grandma make you do when stuff like that happened?
I mean, I don't think we really had that type of situation.
Did you guys have to hug it out or something?
No.
Okay.
I never experienced that, but I've always seen it. Like the Big Mama idea.
I knew you was finna say Big Mama. I knew you was finna say Big Mama, bro. Dude, finna reach the soul food.
Soul food? Did y'all not see Soul Food? And I saw just a bunch of different episodes of like different shows too, where the matriarch or whatever it is,
bring everybody together.
They would bring people together. They would make sure that everyone stayed together, that the family stayed together. But now, as millennials are getting older, we don't want to sit in front of the auntie that's gonna criticize how you looking and what your career is doing, and exactly being super judgmental. We don't want to be around the cousins who might have always talked to you crazy as you were growing up, and now you just don't want to deal with it anymore. And we're kind of like, listen, I would rather choose my peace than to be around than to be forced to be around toxicity, you know. And but with that, I just feel like we are separating from each other, and like you said, not having these tribes and not wanting to work on things. And it just makes me sad, because I'm like, the future of all of this is gonna be nothing. It's gonna be nothing. And I saw Reggie, not Reggie Smooth's Butter Brown, but Reggie from Streamer. Do you follow the streamer Reggie?
Who be with
Kind of,
yeah,
like
yeah.
Clover House or whatever. He pretty much was saying like, man, ever since my grandma died, like the holidays don't hit the same because once the matriarch is gone, it's like nobody is getting together no more.
Somebody got to step up.
Like housing or hosting the Thanksgivings as much as they used to, and it kind of just breaks down and it breaks apart, man.
Yeah.
But that's why we all feel, not we all, but like people feel so lonely today. It's because they aren't connected to nobody because we don't want to go out of our way to inconvenience ourselves to make things right with your family members or to, reach out to that friend that you haven't talked to in a while just because you don't feel like it.
Yeah, not just for real. This is all a byproduct of capitalism, man. It's all a byproduct of capitalism. People marketed it to us, the idea of, moving out at the age of 18, going to go get your own home by the time you're in your early 20s and just focusing on you as an individual, not the whole unit, and that's where, a lot of this manifests from. And yeah, we can definitely go ahead and say, Big Mama ain't here no more. The matriarch of our family ain't here no more. But if this is really what we want, our generation has to step up and fill that void. We got to fill that void, man, because at this point, some of our grandmothers are dead. I mean, luckily, I still have both my grandmothers.
Wow.
My grandfathers are gone, you know what I'm saying? But with that being said, when we talk about the millennial generation, a lot of us come from a broken household where we're talking about maybe a single parent household or maybe not even having parents, and just trying to figure it out on your own. So it's one of these things where, where do we pull these family values from when we haven't even been shown or seen these or had good examples of these family values? When we talk about even having a Thanksgiving dinner, right? Do we even have enough money to get the Thanksgiving dinner together and prepare these days? Can I really come over your house and you not look at me crazy because I'm eating too much of the turkey? You know what I'm saying?
But did you contribute or what are you saying?
I'm saying, look, if this is a family thing, because I come from a family where back in the day when my grandfather was alive, because we all used to go to his crib, and actually, hold up, I'll rewind a little bit more. When my great-grandmother was alive, we all used to go to her house or whatever, way back in the early 90s and stuff, and she basically lived in a whole mansion. She lived in a whole mansion, but at that time, we didn't have to come with anything but ourselves. It was just, hey, come, you're good because you're family, and that's all that was really ever asked of you to be is just come here, you're family, bro. You got an open door, but now people expect things of you like, hey, bro, you gonna bring them Doritos? You gonna bring the cheese? You gonna bring this? You gonna bring that?
Because that's also part of family, though.
But I'm not saying,
being in community.
And I'm not saying that you shouldn't bring anything, but what I am saying is when it came down to Big Mama, that matriarch that everybody was talking about, she didn't care who came and sat down at the table as long as you was family. Hell, there's even a lady right now, an older white woman, shout out to her, and a young black man. They formed a relationship for the past like 10 years off of a random text, happy Thanksgiving text or whatever. She invites this dude to her crib each and every Thanksgiving dinner. She is the Big Mama for her family. She didn't care about this black kid not contributing. She told him to pull up. Just pull up. Whatever happened to that? That's love. And I'm not saying that things are for free or they should be for free or you shouldn't come and contribute. But I should think. I beg for you guys to think about what people are contributing as they enter your home. Because again, like I said before, your presence can truly be a present. You may be the cousin that comes in and puts smiles on everybody's faces. Shoot, just because the food is done, don't mean that our spirits are full. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of these things that, we need to understand where we at right now. Because if you guys want to keep going down the rabbit hole of individualism, that one day you're going to be sitting at a dinner table with your VR headset on with your fake family. Or you could be living in real life if you start to develop community and sitting yourself around community, and start to build up on those things, especially when we talk about, traditions in the black community, because a lot of us really are moving individually. Some of us are more successful than others. Some of us don't really have much going on. Some of us are, especially right now, are unemployed. Black unemployment rate is up, so for men and women. So it's one of these things where what do we do in our communities to make certain that we can actually still have these holidays and keep ourselves together?
I will say that now it's not even just about being individuals. I think what our generation has started to do is to create their own families, and we have decided that
I'm telling you,
like Friendsgiving has been way more popular within the last like 10 years or so than the actual Thanksgiving has.
Yeah.
Like, we want to be able to choose who we surround ourselves with and who we call family, and it doesn't necessarily mean it has to be from your blood family anymore. Even when it comes to just social media, like, we're trying to create these communities online just so we can feel seen seen and heard and find people
And safe.
in our interests or who have our same interests, so we can be in close proximity to them, because we are kind of, or our generation is kind of moving away from the idea of you have to be forced to be around your family.
Right,
Just like what Trey Tay said, back then you was kind of forced to fake cool with your family for Big Mama, but Big Mama ain't around no more. So now I don't have to fake kick it with you. Like, I don't have to fake act like we are cool or anything like that, because why would I do that? That just messes up my mental health when you over here being weird to me. Why you being weird to me? It just doesn't make sense. But Trey Tay also goes on to say, family be your biggest haters. The problem is most families don't want to have the tough conversations. They rather keep skeletons in the closet because most people don't want to be wrong over sustaining relationships. And you know, I could agree with that. You know, a lot of families don't really have a lot of tough conversations sometimes, but I will say that conflict that you have, like, conflict is what makes the relationship and the bond grow stronger. That's how the connection gets stronger, and that's how you know you got a real one in your corner, when y'all can go through some things and still be good, or y'all can have conflict and realize, like, oh, I am gonna try to work this conflict out with you and understand your boundaries, and I hope you understand my boundaries, because I still want to be in community with you, because I appreciate you as a person, and I'm not gonna allow for just this one conflict to make us like split apart and not be cool. But if you never have those conversations, then you got a lot of resentment in people, and that's why they end up just ghosting the family or ghosting their friends and trying to move on their own, because they never had the conversation to try to work it out.
And I agree with that, Juice. But at the same time, that perspective is coming from somebody who, and I'm not just saying like you and singling you out or whatever, but I'm talking about the idea of it or whatever. It's coming from somebody who has done some work on themselves to understand what a healthy conversation sounds like when you are having some kind of conflict with somebody that you deem, you know, valuable to you, a friend, a sister, a brother, whomever it may be. It may be your father, your mother, but at the end of the day, if you're able to, you know, conjure that up and develop that mental space to have that conversation, I applaud you. I applaud you, because a lot of people don't actually have that. You know, a lot of people don't even know what they're doing when they're trying to have those conversations, because, you know, on one end, somebody may be like, you know what, I'm in a healthy mode, I'm gonna go ahead and have this conversation with this person because X, Y, and Z I didn't like, but the other person on the receiving end may take it as total disrespect because they've never had those types of conversations before. They've never experienced a loving home before. They never experienced just having that type of tough love, so to speak. They've only had it tough. So, you know, when we talk about these ideas of bringing back the family together and, you know, bringing back these traditions, I would beg for people to have an open heart, an open mind when you are discussing conflict with your friends or having conflict with your family members. Because at the end of the day, sometimes, you know, that may be all that you have. You know what I'm saying? And they may truly have your best interest at heart, even if it doesn't sound like it. I just say try to look at it take it with a grain of salt and keep it moving.
Yeah, no, 100%. Let us know how you guys feel in the chat. We're kind of talking about the fact that people are starting to say, forget my family. I don't need to be around my family.
I hate my mom.
Y'all
I hate my dad. I hate my grandma. That stuff, man, you know, we sing that a lot or whatever. It is funny as hell, Juice. But at the same time, I think the reason why it's funny is because it's so real to so many people out there, though, right? Because some people truly
that's just what them white people be doing.
Well, I was going to bring that up, too, because one video that I love to watch during Thanksgiving is this video of this white family or whatever chastising their son or whatever, their nephew, whatever may have you. And basically, they do a family prayer, and it was like, everybody, let's pray right now for Billy. Billy, you need to find a job. Hopefully, Billy finds a job on Monday. And Billy was like, so that's what you're going to do, Dad? You're going to talk crap about me in front of the family like that? You think that makes me feel good about myself? Oh, I hate this family! Ah! And he literally just throws the whole turkey on the ground, throws the pies at his mom, his dad, everybody, like, just F everybody. And shout out to the cousin who actually filmed it. Because the white dude goes on and like, and I hope you got this. I hope it stays on Facebook forever. You know, but it's one of these things that some people are, you know, like you said before, are having a lot of resentment in their hearts for their family, you know, and they allow those things to fester. And at, you know, family gatherings is when things kind of hit the fan. You know, so again, I would suggest for people to have some kind of healthy dialogue in between their family member who may be hurting or may not be hurt or may not even be showing they hurt, you know, but try to find a new way to go about these types of conversations. Because if we're ever going to bring back the family unit, you need to have that tough love conversation.
But that's the crazy part is I don't know what that's going to look like anymore. I think if anything, being around your family is more so going to be around your, what do they say, immediate family, right? Is that like just your, let's say your wife and your kids and your kids or whatever it is. But like they saying, don't be including the cousins, don't be including the aunties, don't be bringing none of them uncles over here. And it's just going to be our family unit by ourselves. And we're going to celebrate and we're going to have traditions and we're going to, you know, do what it is that we want to do to be a family. But people are just choosing peace, y'all. Like people are choosing peace. And I'm not going to say I agree with it. I'm going to say that I understand where people are coming from, but it does worry me for what the future of just like family is going to look like, you know, if we're just choosing our family members. Because if you don't want to have a tough conversation with your family, I don't know if you'll have tough conversations with anybody at the end of the day, you know, like you want to, I don't know. It's just weird. I just think we're moving further and further away from being around each other.
Nah, I agree.
And it's sad. It's so sad.
It is sad. You know, as I told you, Juice, you know, for these holidays and stuff, right? Like, you know, I grow up in Racine, Wisconsin, grew up in a nice little single parent home. Was used to having, you know, family around for all the holidays, but as I grow older, you know, everybody moved away. My little brother lives in Tennessee. My older brother, he stays in Illinois. My sister, she stays in Georgia. My mom's in Georgia. My other sibling, he's in Minnesota. And my other sister, she's in Texas. So I almost have virtually no family in Racine whatsoever. So around the holidays, I kind of do get a little sad because I'm like, damn, I want to speak with my family at least, you know.
Do you call them?
Yeah.
Or you just send them text messages?
No, I try to call my family. I try to remember to call them or whatever. Like I'll do a FaceTime. Sometimes I do a FaceTime with everybody and stuff. You know, Android can do that, you know. But yeah, that's the type of stuff I try to do just to make certain that we have some kind of tie together.
Right.
You know, because when my mother does pass, you know, it's one of them things where who's going to take up that family mantle, as we said before, you know.
Right.
It is our time now. We are the millennials, and it's time for us to step in those in those roles. Who's going to make the macaroni and cheese? You know, who house we all coming over to?
And it's like, that's why I said I think it's going to look so different in the future because, like, take me, for example, I am just like, I don't be cooking like that, but I made up in my mind yesterday. I said, eventually I'm going to have to learn because eventually when I do have a family, like what I'm going to do, just be taking my whole family over to somebody else's house. That's crazy. That is crazy. But we have more people who aren't. Oh my gosh. And that brings up something else that I'm going to end up saying. But real quick, I want to shout out what SE said. Condolences to your mother passing away a year ago, SE.
God bless her,
But
SE.
she says, my mom passed away a year ago on November 23rd, and there were parts of the family she had beef with. Her beef is not my beef, but some people just want to keep the beef going. It's sad.
That's real.
100% agree with that, SC, and condolences to you on your mother. Christian Muse says, seems like funerals of elders is becoming the family get-togethers and reunions at this point because everybody will come together for the funeral.
Right.
I don't like funerals. I don't be going to them like that. Unless we were like this, I'm just like, ooh.
I really, you know, funerals, I'm not going to say I despise funerals. When I was younger, I really hated funerals because I didn't understand the meaning and the importance behind it. But truthfully, as I started to go to more funerals, I started to develop an appreciation for it because, you know, a funeral is really, at the end of the day, a celebration of somebody's life, you know, and even if the family hasn't seen each other in years, they typically do come together when a member does go away. But imagine the future, because of all this individualism happening, nobody shows up to anybody's funerals. It's all just FaceTime.
Yikes.
You know, and then real. I mean, this is real quick, but it's a side note or whatever. The last funeral I did go to was my Uncle Jimmy. May he rest in peace. But when I went to Uncle Jimmy's funeral, man, old people can scare the hell out of you, man. Because
what do you mean?
Bro, because look, okay, my Uncle Jimmy passes away. You know, we do the funeral thing or whatever, and as we head to the repast, bro, there was like a light switch, right, bro? All I saw is an older gentleman, had to be like 85. He just fell. He just fell out of nowhere. I'm up. Somebody else done died. You know what I'm saying? And then as I went to go grab this gentleman, you know, I'm like, hey, man, get up, get up. He was like, get your hand off me. You know, I'm like, damn. So really, what the older people were telling me is like, you can't grab an older person too fast. You know, you might actually really break his arm now. And I'm like, damn, like getting old is not fun, bro. It's not fun. But that was just a little side note, though, you know. So when it comes down to your elders, respect your elders, man, and just try to get some wisdom from them because they got some wisdom to give to you. You know, especially if we're going to roll into these, step into these roles, as we were just saying before, being big mama, you know, being papa, you know, and figuring out who house we going over for the holidays. Because although we didn't just did Thanksgiving, we have another holiday in the next month that we all got to get together for all over again.
Well, that's the thing, though. Thanksgiving is more so for all the family and friends, and Christmas is more so you kicking it in your house. I don't think people really go over each other's houses on Christmas like that.
It depends if people cooking, though. Like, if folks is cooking, then yes, we definitely finna pull over to your crib for the Christmas joint. Even for all, like, me and my friends, you know, we typically pull up for each other's cribs for Christmas.
Oh,
So,
really?
Oh, for sure.
That's
for
interesting.
Sure. Yep.
But yeah, I usually have seen that just be like a immediate family thing, like where they have the matching pajamas and they just be opening the gifts, and then the mama be in a robe looking like with her little coffee, like, yeah, I got that for you. Or Santa left something nice for you under the tree. Like, it was just really cool.
See, and that's what a lot of people doing today is they Christmas shopping because it's Black Friday.
Man, forget Black Friday. Ain't nobody worried about that. Sincere said you got to start today, Noni, and not wait until that time comes. You'll be overwhelmed trying when that time comes as far as cooking and stuff. And I agree with that. That's why I made up in my mind within the next few years here, I'm going to just try to like.
Next few years, bro. So so you're not even taking this man advice. You like in the next few years.
I'm just saying
you can go home today.
No, because I'm saying the apartment that I'm in, I don't like cooking in the apartment that I'm in.
Real.
So eventually when I move out of whatever apartment I'm in, because I'm not about to be having no ventilation up in that space try to make turkeys and stuff like that, but I think I should practice throughout the year.
You should definitely
practice. So I should practice a couple times making some candy yams, and practice
a couple
times making some macaroni and cheese, or practice making a full turkey instead of like trying to do it all on one day. But like throughout the year, I should be practicing different sides.
So
and
you ready for the big day?
Exactly. And tried a couple times. So once I tried one time, I'm like, I didn't like that. Maybe I need to switch it up, you know, until I can perfect it, and then I can show my spread of lovely meals that
is that my
I
boy
know
DJ
how
Brother
to
Z?
prepare. But yeah, it is. Shout out DJ Brother Z. Happy Thanksgiving,
good morning.
Zach. Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I texted him yesterday. He hit me back. I don't know why you couldn't.
I was on TikTok Live, which you should have been on TikTok Live.
Are you a child? Are you a child or
we
something?
was having a good time on TikTok Live, you guys. But yeah, I'm going to save that other comment I was going to make for my sip to that, because we got to get into sip to that.
Well, I just want Friday. I do want to say, though, cheat code, just in case you want to celebrate and throw your own Thanksgiving dinner early before you start learning how to cook. Just hire somebody to cook for you. You know, hire somebody or get somebody to cook a whole meal for you, and then invite people over and be like, oh, look, y'all, this is what I cooked.
That's part of what my sips of that is, so be quiet.
Oh, wow, that's crazy. Because I know people who have done that. My dad, before he passed away, he did that.
If I say I'm going to you can bring up your point once I bring up my sip to that.
But it's not my sip to that.
But I'm saying you respond with your story.
Okay.
Save it. Save it, save it, save it. Okay?
Can we hear a word from our sponsors?
Hear a word from the sponsors, because up next we got Sip to That
Friday!
Nobody protects you from mayhem like Allstate. I'm thick-cut bacon sizzling on your stove. And while you were over there smearing your bagel, this little piggy went on a splatter spree. And if you don't have the right home insurance coverage, you'll be crying wee, wee, wee over this fire in your home. So get Allstate.
Contact Milwaukee Allstate agent Cindy Johnson today at 414-445-2558.
Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Vehicle and Property Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
And we're back.
Yeah, Zach said, don't be sending me that text next year.
See, Zach, you're part of the problem, bro.
I don't like getting those texts.
You're part of the problem. You practicing individualism. That's what you're practicing.
Why you don't like getting the text? How was your Thanksgiving, actually? Because I know we used to have your Thanksgiving. We talked about your pink fluff you would have at your
oh, that is true. You used to have that pink fluff.
Yeah. I still want to try that one day.
I don't want none of them parts. None of that.
But it is Sip to That
Friday,
where we are going to tell you what we are sipping on, sipping for, or sipping to this weekend, you guys. It's a special holiday weekend, and there's a lot to be sipping to for today. But we also want you guys to tell us what y'all are sipping to, sipping for, or sipping on for this weekend as well in the YouTube comments. All right. Good morning, Miss Anita Nicole. Happy Sip to That Friday. Let us know what y'all are sipping on, sipping to, or sipping po. You want to go first?
Ladies first.
Why you be doing that to me?
Step into the mic, Caroline.
I know. I just wanted to step back for a second. Why are you doing that to me?
Because, bro, you had so much stuff to say for your Sip to That Friday. You cut mines off.
Zach, you didn't go to your family's house?
Okay,
See,
now we need to interview you, bro.
This is why we're talking about
you had
this
Chinese
today.
food, bro. That's what you
I ain't
had.
gonna lie, Chinese food be cracking,
bro. Look, I will put this out there. Like this is just a life hack for anybody if it's Thanksgiving or if it's New Year's Eve or even if it's Christmas and you have nothing to eat. I am telling you, a Chinese restaurant is open somewhere close to you. All right, all the other restaurants could be closed, but the Chinese restaurants will be open.
Okay. All
At
right.
least till
Well,
10 p.m.
I guess I'll go first since one of my sip to that's had to do with what we were just talking about when it comes to cooking and all the other things. Because something that I had saw on my timeline over Thanksgiving and leading up to Thanksgiving was a post from someone who pretty much was saying that, listen, this year I invited all of my family over and especially the women. I told them, listen, you don't need to cook today. You can rest and enjoy yourself. I got catering. So people are now starting to get catering for their Thanksgiving meals, and they're telling the women who usually do cook the Thanksgiving meals, they're telling them, you deserve a rest day too. You deserve to relax too. You don't need to be slaving in a kitchen, doing what you do and providing for all of us. You deserve to chill out as well. So instead of that, I'm just going to get it catered. Because what? I'm just going to get it catered. And while I like that idea, and that is right up my alley as a microwave wife, as my dad calls me.
Microwave wife, damn.
as much as I love that idea, and it looks like that would be something I would do in the future. I don't know if I think it's the best, bro. Because I'm always talking about how we're losing recipes, bro. And if we all just stop cooking and say, oh, let's just spend this Thanksgiving just around family and not worried about the cooking and let's get it catered, I just feel like we're losing the plot, bro.
Paying for convenience.
We're losing the plot because a lot happens in them Thanksgiving kitchens. You know what I'm saying? In them night befores.
It does.
A lot of conversations happen. A lot of bonding happens. A lot of recipes get passed down. That's happening. A lot of just family love and communal time that and love put into that food. Like our grandmas loved cooking for us. Like Corey Granny loves cooking some food. Okay, she had 2 big old pans of dressing.
I love that.
Okay, she was cooking like she was
stayed
about
up all
to,
night for that.
like she was about to feed 3 families. 4, 5, 6 families, made like 3 different desserts, had the German chocolate cake, had the pound cake, had the sweet potato pie.
That's what I'm talking about right there.
And loves to look at you eat it and be like, what do you think?
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, what's going on?
I guarantee you, Corey's grandmother is one of them grandmothers who really don't care who comes up to the to the dinner table, as long as you come out.
Exactly.
Show some love.
And Corey was
That's
telling
what we
me,
need, man.
he was like, man, like she comes from a really big family. And so her and her sisters used to have like competitions. Like, I got the best mac and cheese. No, I got the best mac and cheese. And they would literally cook
That just makes everything better.
And kind of, be like, nah, what do you think about this? Or what do you think about, how does this taste? And I just don't think we do that anymore. Like, we look at cooking as a chore. Speaking for myself, I look at cooking as a chore. It's not about the love being put in it for the flavor and the enjoyment of like feeding your family and making sure that like just a labor of love, pretty much is what I'm saying. And
that's what I get out of it.
I see people talking and having these conversations of having these catered Thanksgivings, and I just don't know if I could get jiggy with it, even as a millennial woman who don't cook like that. I want to learn. I guess that's my thing, is I want to eventually know how to do these things. Eventually.
Just do it, bro.
I don't mind. That I could see myself doing at least 1 or 2 catered Thanksgivings, but like if that becomes the norm, where everybody or all the millennial women just stop cooking and we just getting everything catered all the time because we want to relax and chill, I don't know if that would be the best for our families. So that was one of my sip to that's, because I was just like, man, what do y'all think of that? Like catered Thanksgivings.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, we're losing the plot to me.
No, I believe we are losing the plot because ultimately, y'all, and you could take this bar from your boy Ben Jammin, but like, look, if you are paying for convenience, anytime you're paying for convenience, just know that you're losing the skill.
Right.
Every time you pay for some kind of convenience, you're losing some kind of skill at the same time. That's the trade-off in that, So ultimately, if you guys want some catered Thanksgiving meals, just know that 10 years, 20 years down the road, the next generation of your lineage won't know how to make that macaroni and cheese that grandma used to make. You know what I'm saying? They won't know how to make them greens or even know the process of how long it takes to really make some good greens.
Or the secret ingredients.
The secret ingredients.
Like the ones where the grandma would be like, you got to be family to know what I put up in this.
A little nutmeg. But how much though? You know what I'm saying? And then grandma laugh.
Exactly.
I know about that, baby.
Everybody Thanksgiving food gonna taste the same because we getting it over here from I ain't gonna name no names, but we getting over here from the barbecue joint up the block. It's like
pulling up the Golden Corral, grabbing the catering.
Terrible. Now I get, and I'm all for everybody getting some rest days and everybody relaxing from time to time, but I just know that when it came to the women of the older generation before us, they look forward sometimes to I don't want to say slaving in the kitchen, but they just look forward to giving that labor of love to their family, whom they love so much.
And as people do talk about love languages, cooking food for your family household is typically one of those ones that's on the higher ups. Because as you said, Juice, cooking food for your family, the enjoyment, especially for myself, it's not even just about me liking the food and loving the food that I make. It's really just like, hey, seeing a nice smile on my girl's face or whomever I may cook for, being like, damn, like, what you think of that, fam? And he'd be like, damn, that's good, bro.
You be like that when I ate your soup.
Yeah, I was geeked because, like, bro, it really takes time to make and prepare a meal for somebody and then for them to enjoy it. And then for it to actually be a nice meal where it makes them feel good about themselves. For me, it makes me just feel good about me. Like, man, like I put something positive out there into the world for somebody else to enjoy. The highest act of mankind is, service to the next. So shout out to all the big mamas out there who slaved in the kitchen. I guess I'll save my sips to that Friday. But yeah, and I do want to throw this out there though too, because it is about the cater meal thing. I remember my dad did do a cater meal one time, but me and my brother and sister, we didn't know, so we all pulled up to his crib. We like, damn, Dad, you threw down this year. Ooh, he turned around, had his apron on, he was proud. Yeah, I did. I did.
Not to find out he had a cater.
Facts. After he had passed away, I met up with one of his little honey dips or whatever, probably like 3-4 months ago. Cause she wanted to beat me and stuff. Chopped it up with her, and she was like, yeah, that Thanksgiving dinner that your daddy had, that picture right there? Yeah, I actually came through the night before. And made the greens and dressed in this stuff. And I was like, damn, you made that, but I'm sorry you made him a happy man too.
Oh my gosh. That's funny.
Shout out to my daddy, man. Happy Thanksgiving in heaven.
Yes. Miss Anita Nicole said, every bone in my body hurts this morning, but the smile I put on everyone's face yesterday was worth it. People will be eating for days.
There we go.
Let me get a plate. I know you be throwing down.
Anita Nicole, I need something.
I know for a fact you be throwing it down. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
But yeah, no, I'm gonna eventually do what people telling me to do.
Yeah, just learn a little bit, man. You don't got to cook a whole thing, because honestly, cooking a Thanksgiving dinner is a lot. Like,
bro, it's a
bit much.
It's time.
Bro, I honestly, I did one time. I did like a Thanksgiving dinner where I was like inviting people over and stuff, bro. I made a whole turkey, made the dressing, made candy yams, made greens. What else did I make? A ham. Like I did the whole 9, bro. Oh, and some dessert too. Made like a cake and some pies and stuff. And I'm like, whew. My mama really was, putting in a lot of work. And by the end of the day, I didn't want to talk to nobody. I didn't want to talk to nobody. People coming to the crib with their kids and stuff over here like, hey, can you take your ass in there and make your own plate? All right, I ain't serving nobody. But
Yikes.
at the same time though, it made me happy to know that everybody enjoyed my food.
I remember when I was on my health kick, when we was back at the old place and Jason was there and I was eating something I had made and everybody was like, dang, that smelled good. What is it? I honestly don't remember what it was. I would have to go back to the tape, but I let Jason try some and he said it was fire and that made me so happy.
That's
I was like,
bro.
yes.
It's that transfer of energy, bro.
I be knowing what I'm doing when I need to know how. Because I can do basic things. It's like the stuff with a bunch of ingredients, that's what I don't know how to do. Like I could make some little I don't remember.
I mean, I've had your salmon before. I remember you making salmon.
Did you like it?
I did like your salmon.
See?
It wasn't bad at all.
See, I could do some stuff. It just be the big stuff. Like I can't even think of something big right now because I don't really eat nothing big because when I'm in the gym and stuff, I'm very calculated with what I eat. But regardless of all of that, you guys, Thanksgiving's a good time. And so I'm excited for next year to maybe potentially surprise people.
Oh my God. Why are you doing that, bro?
What?
Maybe potentially. It sounds like it's never happening. Maybe potentially Ben's dropping an album. Like,
yeah,
what?
Well, yeah.
What?
So now you know. So now you know how it feels.
She ain't never cooking in that kitchen, boy.
Hey, it is what it is.
It's all love, though.
I feel like it was something else I was gonna say about Thanksgiving before I moved on, but whatever. Cater Thanksgivings. It is what it is. But I'm gonna move on to the next thing that I wanted to do for my Sip to That Friday. And it's a video that I saw of this mom. She's like an influencer mom. And she has this daughter that's like 6 years old, right? Or 7.
Damn.
No, she's 6 or 7. One of the 6, 7. She's 6 or 7. I'm not going to say no names because I still respect her as a mother. But she did something that she posted over the
I didn't
break.
see none of this.
Yeah, I didn't send it to you because it was a Sip to That.
Okay.
Yeah, it was just something I saw and it was just on my mind that I want to complain about. But pretty much she was twerking in this video and she had her daughter, like her and her daughter was going back like in competition day near like twerking.
Having a twerk off?
Yes, they were having a twerk off, you guys. And the mom she's like a millennial. And the daughter, like I said,
here you go, millennial generation.
Is like 7 years old.
6'7".
And she was like having a twerk off pretty much. And then the caption said something like, oh, this is just 2 Caribbean girls like having some fun or something like that. Because I guess she's from the Caribbean or whatever. Pretty much trying to say like, this is what we do, like Caribbean girls, we be twerking, like it's in our blood. Even when we're like younger, this is just what we do. So like, whatever, don't judge me, judge your own mama. You know what I'm saying? But I saw that, and in the comments, it was a lot of people like praising this idea of what was going on. And I'm telling you, this 7-year-old was going hard, like twerking her little butt. And I felt some type of way because I thought it was inappropriate. I'm not gonna lie to you. To have a 7-year-old on the internet and you post it, like if you're gonna do that at your crib, whatever. But the fact that you have influence and the fact that people watch you and know you and your daughter because y'all be getting brand deals off of your daughter, why would you post her twerking? It's so many creeps out there and so many weirdos. And then it's like, what are you necessarily teaching her? And I understand you're trying to say that's part of your culture, right, that y'all dance heritage. A lot, y'all be twerking a lot and doing the things, but I just wouldn't have posted it. And so there was a comment under that video saying like, hey, I don't think you should post this of your daughter, and people were attacking that commenter, and they were like, you need to be quiet, like this ain't your kid, you don't know what you're talking about, they're not even doing nothing wrong.
It was all the 69 guys.
Why are you looking at it like this is something negative? They're just having fun. And then the rest of the comments was them like praising the mom and praising the daughter, saying like, oh, this is so fun, I can't wait to have a daughter of my own, like y'all make me want to have a daughter of my own. And I'm like, what are we doing? Like, where are we at in society where we're bigging up the idea of a 7-year-old twerking in front of a bunch of strangers on the internet? Like, yeah. And like hyping it up and praising it. That's so weird to me. And it's so sad. It is so sad. And then when you try to call it out because you want to be a part of a community, you know, because they say it takes a village, and you call it out, and then it's like, you need to be quiet. You don't know what you're talking about. You're not raising her. Like, shut up.
Right.
How I end up getting attacked?
You know, because I can see it from both vantage points, Juice, because on one end, especially if I was a father, I'm not a father, but if I saw some young girl out there about to make some video and she's about to twerk and put it on TikTok, because actually, you know, to be honest with you, my girl's younger sister one time it came over, and she may have been like 7, 8 years old at the time. TikTok still
7, 8,
right? But she's around that age or whatever, and she's not understanding TikTok or anything like that. She's just looking at it as some kind of toy. I remember she had literally had just got out the shower or whatever, had put on her clothes, and you know, she started to try to dance in front of the TikTok video, you know, to make her TikTok video. I told her put that thing down immediately, you know, because it's one of these things where, as you just said, Juice, there are a lot of different sick, sinister people out there who would like to watch that video, download the video, and now they got some, you know, child porn or something alluding to that. On the opposite end, you know, I see that this mother may have just been trying to, you know, have a moment with her daughter by twerking or whatever, or they're doing a little dance off. But you know, where I would draw the line at is, everything's not meant for the internet.
Exactly.
You know, it's not meant for the internet. It's not meant for everybody's eyes. It's kind of like, you know, personally me, I miss having a family album book, you know, the family photo album book, where you take the picture and or, you know, you take the picture, whatever, you put it in a nice little binder or whatever, if you will, and you keep that memory there. You know, nowadays you take a picture or you do a video, it has to get uploaded to the internet, and the internet is everybody's photo album now. You know, where they go back and look at their memories. But all those things aren't for, you know, the internet. Like, I know every parent probably has some kind of photo of their, you know, son and or daughter taking their first bath. You know what I'm saying? Like the bathtub pic. But these bathtub pics now are going on Facebook. Now they're going on Instagram. Like, it's weird as hell. So you guys need to set some boundaries on what you decide to post and what's acceptable to post and what's not acceptable to post. And that young girl twerking is not acceptable to post. You know, share all the memories you guys want together in your house.
Everything is not for public consumption. Yeah. You know, like even if y'all did take the picture in that photo book, you had to be a very special person to even be in my house to look through the photo book. Like you wasn't just some random person off of the street able to go through my private photos to see my family and all of that stuff. But now we do post it on the internet for likes, views, money, you know. And
ain't nothing sacred no more.
And it is weird, and it's like the mom like did the splits and everything. The daughter, she ended up doing the splits because she looked at her mom like, oh no, I'm finna one up you, girl. And people in the comments were making it seem like, well, this is women's empowerment, and this is like the liberal woman, and you know, this is the new day and age where we're teaching our daughters that, you know, if you want to dance, you can dance. And it's just, I don't agree with it. I think it can be very weird, but even when you want to try to reach out and help somebody, you can't necessarily, because they could take what you're trying to say as a critique and turn it into you getting bashed, and now you're the bully and the villain when you're just trying to protect the mom and protect her daughter.
It goes down to the conversations
because we're so young, we don't realize what we're doing. Like, we are young parents, and well, not we, but she's a young parent, and in this digital age, thinking that this is fine. If somebody is giving you some wisdom or some words of advice, you should think to take it. Like, everything isn't meant to try to bash you and say you're an unfit mother, but it definitely is something that you should just take into consideration, you know.
As we said before, Juice, you know, it's hard to identify a healthy conversation if you've never been through that before. You know, we said that earlier, you know, and that's exactly what ends up happening on a lot of these different forums, if you will, when people are going through news feeds, commenting on things, and, you know, you may say, hey, man, I don't think you should have your daughter up there twerking. They didn't read it, right? They didn't read it. And they're like, what you mean I shouldn't have my daughter up here twerking? You know what I'm saying? Why are you yelling at me? They reading your text, though, but they think you yelling at them.
Right.
You know, so now they took your text out of context, you know, so it's just...
We can't give nobody feedback no more, because now all of a sudden you a hater.
You a hater immediately. Get off my gram. I don't have to see, get off my feed. I don't have to see your negative comments, you know, and they will deem you negative. But it's just one of these things where we're at a weird point right now on what is acceptable in society and what's not, you know. And I just feel bad for these kids that are growing up right now, because they will never ever, as far as, you know, technology goes or whatever, they will never ever be able to live throughout the tenure of their life without having some kind of digital footprint. You know, there are kids right now who have been born into this, you know, IG society, if you will, and from the time they're 0 to the time they die, you know, their whole life will be documented to some degree.
And who's to say they even want that? You know,
for sure.
Like,
you know what I'm saying? I asked for this.
They can't even choose that for themselves right now.
It's normalized.
When they are, like, you know, in their teenage years, or even they're grown now, and they're going to be looking back, or could look back like, dang, I didn't even want to be on the internet like this, Mom, but you out here putting me on here twerking in my little shorts.
Yeah,
and
it's
now,
embarrassing. I can't get a job now.
It's weird. It's just crazy, and it's weird.
I can't get a job. My job looked up when I was 6 years old twerking on the internet.
Yeah, it's just weird. Like, we don't understand, or we don't even think about the future. You know, we only think about now. We only think about the present, and we don't know what that's going to look like in 10 to 15 years when now she's in her 20s and people keep bringing up this video of her twerking. Yeah. Like, that's weird.
I ain't even going to lie, Juice. I ain't going to lie to y'all, Juicy Jammers. Look, if you would have rolled my life back to being like 4 or 5 years old, you would have called young Benjamin twerking. You know, you would have called me doing popping and all them types of things, because my older sister taught me how to do so. You know, I would have been out here doing them things, but at the same time, good thing I didn't grow up in an era where, you know, camera was readily available as it is today. You know, so y'all it might be a video of me twerking out there right now at the age of 5 years old. You know, and it's one of these things, like I said before, you can talk to this new generation and tell them, you know, that there was once a time where everything wasn't recorded, and they probably wouldn't even believe you.
Yeah,
you know, because it's so normalized for everything to be recorded.
It's
taking
just the
a
way
picture
of the world.
It's the way of the world now, but it wasn't always like this. I was born before cameras were everywhere, you know.
100%. But that was my sip to that
Friday. Woo!
That was my sip to that Friday, y'all.
I like it, man.
I feel like I always have some sort of like rant about something I saw on the internet for my sip to that, because I'd be so upset with people's choices.
You got to get it off your chest, man. You got to get your brain squeezed. You know what I'm saying? You got to do it. You got to do it, man. But with that being said,
You got a lot?
No, not really.
Oh.
I really don't. Shoot. What time is
That's
it?
why you want me to go first. No, I'm kidding.
What? Well, no, I already knew what I was going to say.
I'm just kidding.
You funny as hell, bro. You know, honestly, for real, my first sip to that Friday is actually shout out to my baby, shout out to my girl, man.
Hey, girl.
I want to sip to her.
Hey, bae.
Because yeah, bae yesterday when it came down to Thanksgiving, right, and we were talking about these Thanksgiving recipes, getting lost, all this stuff, right. So I was going through my whole entire life. One of my favorite desserts is a lemon meringue pie. It's a lemon meringue pie made by my mama, okay? Made by my mama. My mom makes the best lemon meringue pie. A few years ago, my girl was like, hey, Mama Dukes. Hey, Mama Dukes, can I sit in the kitchen with you and learn this lemon meringue pie? Your boy love it.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know how to make his favorite pie. I don't want, the recipe to go away. Because my sister, although she is cooked in the kitchen with my mom each and every day, anytime they did Thanksgiving, she never cared for the cooking ideas. She's like, I'm not a cook. I'm not ever trying to cook. I don't want to cook, But my girl was like, nah, if it's going to be my man, I'm finna figure out how to make my man his favorite pie. So my girl made my favorite pie last night, and it was actually better than my mom's.
Ooh.
It was better than my mama's. Okay, but it's really good. It's really good. A lemon meringue pie. We hunted down the vanilla wafers that you need for it. Got all the lemons that you need for it. Even found the last two. It's like this milk extract, condensed milk. That's what it is. Some condensed milk. We found the last 2 cans at Woodman's together. Okay, and so it was meant to be for me to have my lemon meringue pie. But thank you, bae. That's really my sip to that. Yeah, thank you so much. She made it. Stayed up late last night to make certain that it could be done and finished, and I enjoyed it. Shoot, I'm still finna go home and enjoy more of that pie.
So, I don't know if I've ever had one of those.
Oh well, you want a slice?
No, y'all all the way in Racine.
That's true. And probably honestly by the end of the day it won't be there no more, because I'm gonna smash that.
But yeah, I don't think I've ever had one of those.
Very
sounds
good.
really good.
It's nice and sweet. But I love it though. But honestly, that's really my slip to that Friday. Oh, hold on. Before I do this, before we go, I just want to say thank you to everybody who's ever been a part of my life. Thank you to Carrie Nolan.
So drop a juice or what?
Well, I'm just throwing it out there. It's a sip to that. Thank you to God. Thank you to my mom. Thank you to everybody, man. And that's really what Thanksgiving for me is about, man. Just being thankful for everything and everybody who's been around you. That's why I send out my texts, to make certain that I'm, even if I haven't talked to you all year round, I at least did something to let you know that you were on my mind, because again, as we talked about the individualism happening here in America, you don't even know what that one text may have done for that person in that day. They may have had no family hit them up the whole time, but that one text is saying, "Hey, happy Thanksgiving, shout out to you and your loved ones." That might have got them through a day that they were, really hurting. So
very true.
Yeah, man. But I'm just thankful for you guys. Thank you to the Juicy Jammers, man, and thank you guys for supporting us, man, for real. Because you guys know the stuff that has happened to us in our career, and you guys are still sticking around, staying strong with us, and that's why we're happy to give you guys a special Black Friday episode. Because I know you ain't getting it nowhere else. So without further ado, happy that is my sip to that Friday.
Let us know what y'all are sipping on, sipping for, sipping to in the chat. We are about to wrap up the show with a bow, giving you our drop of juice. And I actually have like a drop of juice that I want to give y'all that's important for something tomorrow. All right. So make sure you guys keep it locked here. We are going to take a pause for the cause for about 30 seconds and hear a word from our lovely sponsors at Allstate.
Nobody protects you from mayhem like Allstate. I'm thick cut bacon sizzling on your stove. And while you were over there smearing your bagel, this little piggy went on a splatter spree. And if you don't have the right home insurance coverage, you'll be crying wee, wee, wee over this fire in your home. So get Allstate.
Contact Milwaukee Allstate agent Cindy Johnson today at 414-445-2558.
Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Vehicle and Property Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
On the internet now. That's crazy.
Hey, you know.
And we're back.
We're back, y'all.
As Ben wanted to show you his twerk lessons from his sister when he was younger.
That was AI.
Definitely was
That's all you got to say in the future. Though, but man, that was AI, man.
No, hopefully it will get regulated. All right, you guys. So it's time for our drop of juice today on this lovely Friday. It's been a crazy week.
Kawanda said stop, Ben.
Yeah, he's out here wilding, y'all. But with these last few minutes that I do want to just give my drop of juice, I'm going to be hosting or moderating an event tomorrow.
Okay, now talk
Shout
to
out
us.
to my friend Joy. Who plugged me in with this because her brother Joel Boyd, he has worked with Netflix, he's worked with HBO, he has just done all the things in the comedy world and just the directing world and the writing world and all of the different worlds. But he is back in here in Milwaukee. He's from Milwaukee, born and raised, after going out in the world doing all the things. But he's having an event tomorrow called, really, we're just premiering the short film called The Hype, you guys. It's his short film that he created called The Hype. And I'm going to be moderating the 10-15 minute talk back that he's doing with the audience, but it is also a holiday fundraiser because they are celebrating the 50th year of the MLK Scholarship Fund, which Joel was a recipient of back in the day. All right, so the ticket purchases are going to a great cause. It's going to our youth, and like I said in one of my posts, we talk about the youth all the time, right? So just come on out. It's going to be fun. Joel's going to be doing some stand-up comedy. He's really funny. There's going to be some raffle tickets and light refreshments, and they're going to be doing all the things outside of just us having the first Milwaukee premiere actually of the short film The Hype, which I got to see early, and I actually like it. It's about 17 minutes. It doesn't run too long, but it's going to be a good time. It's going to be fun for all of your aspiring film producers or comedians or just people who want to be in the writing industry, movie industry, film industry. I think it'll be beneficial for you guys to come to this event. So for more information, you can visit I'm Over the Hype on Instagram to come out. But it's at 6 p.m. It's at the Exchange tomorrow on November 29th. So make sure you guys come out for that. Your girl will be there. But also for my drop of juice, we are getting a snowstorm tomorrow, y'all. Yes, we're getting a snowstorm. Did you know, Ben?
Okay. So
did you or did you not?
Well, I did know, and it's just one of these things that, living in Wisconsin, you know how people talk about PTSD.
Oh,
all right,
gosh.
I feel like this is one of those moments. I didn't even want to bring it up.
I really let the people know.
But damn, come on now. And they said 6 to 10 inches. That is a lot. So if you've lived in Wisconsin the majority of your life, just know that it's going to basically be snowing all day tomorrow. All right, for us to get
up until Sunday morning.
Yep, all day tomorrow. If we getting 6 to 10 inches, that's a snow all day.
Yeah.
So definitely get your shovels out.
Get your salt.
Yeah, get your salt together. If you
go grocery shopping early.
Actually, that is a life hack right there.
Go Saturday morning or something, y'all, before it gets too bad, because y'all are not gonna want to go anytime after on Saturday unless you're coming to see me do this talk back of the film. And then Sunday, when everything's getting cleared up, you're not gonna want to deal with that. So just go early Saturday and call it a day, so you at least have your food for this coming up week. But I did just want to throw that out there because our first big snowstorm, I know Racine saw some snow a week or two ago that was pretty heavy that you had told me.
Yeah, that was 2 weeks
but
ago.
we're potentially going to get 6 to 10 inches. I'm hoping it's one of those things where they lying. Or not they lying, but they be wrong.
I hope they lying.
And we be like, what happened? It was supposed to be a bunch of snow. But it don't look like it. It looked like it's actually about to be turned up out there.
I'm not going to lie. I do have a vision. I have a vision for the great state of Wisconsin. And although we may get a few inches of snow tomorrow, I think it's going to be cleared up by Monday.
Oh, Yeah, of course, by Monday. Like, you mean it's not melted? What do you mean by cleared up?
I think it's gonna be cleared up by Monday. Like, I don't think that we're going to have a crazy snow, a crazy snow winter this year. Like, I don't think we're getting that much snowfall. I think if we do, it'll be around, like late January. It'll really happen. But right now in December, I think that how the weather has been is what we're going to see more of. That's just my opinion. I'm not, I don't work for the Weather Channel at all, but I've been more correct than them sometimes.
No, but
Typically.
I mean, maybe. Who knows? Wishful thinking. I know it's really cold outside, so just bundle up. Shout out Miss Anina Cole, who said, I'm sipping on this remote fireplace diffuser, leftovers, and throw cover, and I can't wait to get my black butt home so I can go to the gym. Maybe I might go to the gym right now.
Throw cover,
and
though.
then eat some leftovers and go about my business.
You eat leftovers?
Go about my day. Yeah, I love me some good. I'm leftover quick. As a future microwave wife, y'all, I love me a good leftover because I don't have to cook. I can have food for 3 days, 4 days. People will actually sue me for how long I might keep some food. Be like, no, it's still good, and then I eat it up.
I really do not
eat it up.
I really do not trust people. Right. But I don't trust people who don't eat leftovers though. I really do not,
Zach
man.
not eat leftovers?
Yeah, I think he one of them, man. Like, come on now, fam. Like, you need to eat leftovers. A lot of times, you may cook a dish the first day, but that second day is when all the seasonings and everything are marinated. So, like, come on now, eat them leftovers, bro.
It tastes really good.
Make a turkey sandwich or something. I got them now.
Who don't like to cook like that, leftovers are my best friend. I love me a good leftover. So I'm about to have me a ball. I hope y'all have a ball. Have a great weekend. Okay, let's put our theme music on. There we go. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for tapping into Jammin' with Juice today. Let's do it again on Monday. You know where to find us, right here on Jammin' with Juice, 7 a.m., you guys. Okay, it's Jammin' with Juice, baby. I'm your girl, Naughty Juice, always keeping it juicy. Shout out to Benjamin.
But it's time to get the money, bro.
It's amazing.
You can't act funny about the money, yo.
Have fun for the rest of the day, y'all. Enjoy the day off, or when you get home and have a safe weekend. All the things, you guys. I run out of stuff to say.
You gotta feed them kids.
All the things.
Jammin' with Juice. Y'all know what the business is. What? I said, what? It's Jammin' with Juice. Y'all know what the business is. Yeah.
That's it. Okay. Have a great rest of your day, y'all.
Okay.
Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Black Friday. Happy holidays.
Is that right?
Tell someone you love them today.
Okay.
Send your baby mama some money today.
Send your baby daddy some money today.
Whatever. Bye. See y'all. Lord willing. Bye. Be safe.